Welcome to the Dr. Greg Show, October 15th, 2025. I hope your day is going well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I know, Helen. Isn't that crazy? I just put out an Ivermectin grifter exposing video, guys. It was unbelievable to me that they allow that on this app. It's just crazy to me that on TikTok that you're allowed to illegally sell Ivermectin prescription strength. Like, you're not. It's wild to me. But I don't know. I guess I'm getting tagged for misinformation while people are literally selling boxes of Ivermectin through WhatsApp. It's crazy. They're not selling it on a TikTok shop. They're selling it through WhatsApp. So it's even more egregious. I mean, that's just wild to me that it's somehow allowed at all. I can't fathom it. Yeah, exactly, Dana. I don't understand. JT, because ivermectin for humans is a prescription that you need to be able to get a physician's prescription on. That's a specific strength and dosages for humans. So it's you're not supposed to be able to just buy prescription strength ivermectin. He's doing it he's circumventing the FDA basically. There is most commonly ivermectin in the veterinarian space is used as a parasite killer basically for horses and anything like that. Thank you, Julie. And but for humans, it's specific. It's crazy. Exactly, Dan. It needs to be monitored by a doctor. It can be dangerous, and people did wind up in going to the emergency room during the pandemic because they miscalculated their dosages. They took too much horse ivermectin and wound up going to the emergency room because of it. It's very dangerous. I mean, it's not FDA approved for that reason, and but here we are. There were antiviral medications that were allowed and monitored and okayed by the FDA. So it wasn't like a vaccine only approach. People always said that they forced us to take the vaccine because they only approved the vaccine. That's not true. It's not true at all. They, you got other things like Paxlovid, which are antivirals that specifically attack COVID. So you had lots of stuff. But again, it's a false choice that they give us that they understand, and but basically, antivirals are a second line of defense against a viral infection, and the first one being a vaccine, because vaccines are safe and effective at dealing, especially with low viral load dosages. So that's why vaccines are so awesome, because you're making this specific drug that you need inside the body at the right amount and that you have. So that's why vaccines are so safe and effective. So anyway, guys, we got some stuff I wanted to go over. Yesterday we didn't get to the news that I wanted to go to. Let's see. I wanted to go through the PBS show. So there was a video that PBS put out. Hope everyone's having a good... Hey, Dr. T, how's it going? No, not this. 1 second. Here we go. I wanted to go over something.
In their new book,
Okay. Always good to, I always love to, when we can, join in the discussion. Okay, yeah, thank you, Dr. T. It was really nice. Saw my dad today for the first time since my mom passed, so it was nice like talking to him and seeing him. He's going to go on a little vacation, driving around. So that was nice. But yeah, guys, let's dive right in. I had this queued up, and we got into some good conversation yesterday, so that was fun. If you missed out, that was a good night of convos. I appreciate it. I always appreciate when people can come on and have different opinions. You know, that's what this space is for, right? We're trying to explore ideas that are different than us. I'm not trying to repeat ad nauseum the same things over and over again. I'm trying to understand why people believe the things that they believe, and then trying to understand how we can connect them to science, right? What's actually happening in science, and if there is a disconnect there. So that requires us to have good conversations with people that we disagree with, and we had some good ones yesterday. So I always appreciate that. Okay. So there's a clip on Talkie Ticky. We can talk about it. All right.
guests argue that we are living through a, quote, anti-science superstorm, where a concerted group of global actors, billionaires, leaders of nation states, and credentialed experts work to confuse and mislead the public about basic scientific principles, particularly around the twin crises of climate change and pandemic threats.
That's really true. I mean, guys, man, it's wild to me that we have completely stopped talking about climate change. I'm not surprised. I mean, obviously, like, that's kind of like an issue that's kind of nice. It's nice to, it's beautiful to think about that we have 50-year time horizons that we can think about. But unfortunately, there's the ever marching threat of fascism down our streets with tanks. So I can understand why we aren't talking about it right now. But man, hi Dark Horse, hi Alex. So anyway, that is crazy to me how that issue is just completely went by the wayside. And I do really, I get frustrated with that one a lot.
The book is called Science Under Siege, and its authors are familiar to NewsHour viewers. Dr. Peter Hotez is the Dean of the National School of Tropical...
This guy is a legend, man. MD, PhD, super accomplished in his field, like makes some incredible vaccines, did amazing work. Hotez is legit, guys. He is one of the good ones. And he actually ties his own bow tie. Okay, that's important. If you're wearing a bow tie and you are doing one of the pre-tied ones, don't wear a bow tie. Okay, I'm serious about that. Do not. If you're gonna wear a bow tie, take the 10 minutes on YouTube, learn how to tie the bow tie, and you can tell because it's not symmetrical. See how his bow tie isn't completely symmetrical? So it's very important, guys. Just don't wear them if you're going to wear the pre-tied ones. It's gross. It's seriously gross. Just wear a regular tie. But anyway, sorry. Sorry. Yes,
medicine
Chupacabra.
And Professor...
Okay. Hotez would love to be on this vaccine party. He's literally developed vaccines, so he would love to be included on this one. All right, guys, I love it. Let's go. Chupacabra, you are awesome. 697, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get there. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Good job, Chupacabra. We appreciate you. We love people who get vaccinated in this community. We appreciate you because you are looking out for yourself and the people around you. You are a patriot, a pro-life patriot, and I love you for that. All right.
of Virology and Microbiology at Baylor College of Medicine. And Michael Mann is Presidential Distinguished Professor in the Department of Earth and Environmental Science at the University of Pennsylvania. Gentlemen, so nice to have you both here in person at the NewsHour. I want to ask you both, in this book, you detail this, that
Hi, Marissa. How's it going?
As far back as Galileo, there have been attacks on scientists and scientific understanding.
For sure.
Both of you, even with that knowledge, describe how you came into your respective fields and still were in some way shocked at the level of vitriol directed against you. And I wonder if you could just tell me a little bit about when you first recognized that that was coming at you.
Guys, I even have had that happen with me. I'm not even like a big scientist or anything. I'm not even really well accomplished in algae biotechnology or nanotechnology or anything, but because we worked on RNA vaccines inside of plant chloroplasts, we got harassed from the QAnon world. So, you know, that my professor got emails and everything like that. It was a big thing. Yeah, Sponge, yeah, you could. I'm a Google Scholar. I'm on Google Scholar. So yeah, it's wild to me, but it does exist. And for them, I mean, we're talking like you have to get security and stuff. It's on my publications on my Linktree. Tori, I don't know. I mean, do you have the pneumonia vaccine already? I mean, that's a good question. Hi, Heather. Yeah, all my publications with everything is all on my Linktree. It's all non-paywalled. The PDFs are there if you ever wanted to read them.
Thanks, William. It's great to be with you. And, you know, it goes back 2.5 decades for me. Back in the late 1990s, my co-authors and I published the now well-known hockey stick curve that demonstrated how unprecedented.
Well, I mean that's the Keeling curve. That was first published in like. He's kind of taking credit for something there. Keeling curve was like in the 60s, so I don't know. I don't think that he could take credit for that, but that's not the hockey stick graph. But okay, the Keeling, Keeling, guys, if you ever wanted to look it up. All right. Oh, nice, K Eddie, nice, very cool.
The warming of the past century is, and it implicated human-caused climate change, the increase in the concentration of carbon pollution due to fossil fuel burning.
Yeah.
That was a threat to some powerful vested interests. And so they focused a whole lot of firepower on me to try to discredit me, to intimidate me, to get me fired from my job. And I'll tell you, it was sort of like PTSD for me 5 years ago when public health scientists like Peter and Tony Fauci found themselves under attack in precisely the same way, the same tactics, and even some of the same players. And that's where Peter and I sort of started to interact. We became friends. Ultimately,
guys, it was completely unhinged how Fauci got treated. I mean, there was missteps that the CDC made, and in good faith, I think that there are academic disagreements how they did things. And I actually have a list, a Google Doc list of the things that I think that even Fauci would, academically agree with, and any type of microbiologist would agree with me, I think. I was going to make a video about it during the pandemic, but I felt like that would be feeding the fire to the wrong type of energy. So I never put that out. So I just have that list, but it was completely unhinged, guys. Completely unhinged. Obviously, Fauci wasn't the one that was doing anything nefarious. He wasn't even leading the whole country. Trump was leading the country during the lockdowns, during all that stuff. People want to discredit Trump's leadership, right? And say that Trump wasn't the leader of the country during that time, that Fauci was. I mean, that's just nonsense, right? I mean, we can't take that seriously. Are we really going to think that Trump is the type of person that allows someone to, as underling, to take over the entire thing? It's crazy. I know, WTF, exactly. Because they want to Fauci, F-A-U-C-I. Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Fauci, yeah, he was very good. He was very good, guys. He didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't nefarious, right? He could have done things better, but an imperfect ally is not an enemy. I did, Sponge, yeah. The No King stuff, it's good. Exactly, K. Yeti. Exactly. 40 years. 40 years. Hi, Stella. Yeah. Yeah, that was his job, actually. He was been in there for 40 years. I mean, I do think, you know, look, I do think that I wish that, oh, let's go. Jorge, let's go. 698 from Jorge. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good job, Jorge. Appreciate you, man. Dude, I've been loving your videos. More and more of your physics videos are coming up in my feed, man. I love it. You do such a good job of explaining really complex things, and I love how you your analogies are so good, and I feel like I learn without learning, which is, I think, as a science communicator, I think that's a great thing. Got your flu vaccine, frankly embarrassed. 699. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Yes. Guys, 699. Amazing, dude. Hi. Yeah, dude. Yeah, guys. It's really fun. Well, we're doing one, Sponge. You know what, Sponge? Just this week, Ducky. We're doing the last week technically, and I've extended to the last month, but I think we're gonna just keep it to the last month. But guys, I think we did it with Ducky. Ducky, he did it. Ducky did it. We did it. Ducky, 699. Guys, this is it. 700. This is crazy. This is amazing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yes! 700! Dude, I cannot believe it. 700 vaccines. We got 700 vaccines, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing. 700 vaccines in arms. Flu shots, COVID shots, pneumonia, MMR. Incredible. I cannot believe this. In a little over a month. 700 shots in a little over a month. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. 700 in a month. I am blown away, guys. I am just blown away. I cannot believe it. Incredible, dude. Absolutely incredible. Oh, I love it. Incredible. We did it. We're doing it. We're going to keep doing it. That's what the goal is. We're not going to stop. The goal with vaccines is shots in arms, vaccines every year. We're going to keep it going. It's going to be incredible. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep it going. It's going to be incredible. Yeah, exactly. Herd immunity. So that if that number gets to what is it, 360 million, then I'll be okay. But before that, the work is still undone. You know, guys, it's incredible. Thank you guys so much. Genuinely, it's been absolutely incredible. I never thought that vaccines would be such a big part of the stream, you know, but it's such a fun way for us to make a direct impact in our communities, better our lives, the people around us lives, and it allows us to apply scientific thinking, scientific rigor to the people around us, and it's incredible, guys. And it's been so much fun seeing the feedback from everyone. People actually getting vaccinated because they saw the stream. They didn't think that it was important before, and then they see it now, and now they're getting vaccinated. They were anti-vax, and now they're getting vaccines. It's just, I never thought that would be it, but it's actually happening, and people it's making a difference because of that. That's when I was like, okay, that's when I got the idea for the Vax board. That's when I got I was going to invest more of the stream into this, because it is such an important thing. And I always, okay, I will sponge. Okay. And yeah, just incredible, man. Thank you guys. It's you're the ones that are going out there and doing it. It's I'm blown away. I'm genuinely blown away, and I think it's just so cool, man. I really, really think it's so cool. So thank you guys. Thank you. It's public health is something that we have to fight for. We can't take it for granted. And I think that the last 10 years have shown us that. The last 10 years have shown that we have to fight for the things that we believe in and keep investing into that. And then that's where we are. That's where we are. The things that we nurture, the water that we nurture with our love and our attention, that is what our society and our culture winds up being. Or is the time, the energy, and that water, watering those plants yeah. So, yeah, man. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, watering the plants of democracy, watering the plants of our society. Christine got 701. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 701. I love it. Yes, Jorge. Exactly. Yeah, I think, in so many ways, like we water, like someone that needs to change their mind, right? It's an analogy for a lot of things, where you have to water that idea. That person has to water that idea of that with time, and water in that analogy is time and effort, right? And they have to do that work. We can't change someone's mind immediately and have them completely change and become, vaccinated if they're anti-vax, or accept that science is, oh, awesome, Kim Divine. But if they do that work themselves, then we can be there for them. In the same way, in our society, if people are willing to listen to science, then we can support them and teach them, All right, 703, Kim Divine, in 3, 2, 1. Kim Divine. Good job, Kim. Thank you so much for getting vaccinated, Kim. Thank you. We love it. We love it, guys. Guys, I'm thinking about 20,000 followers doing a merch drop with Mava. Type 1 in chat if you would consider it. If you would just consider it. Is that crazy? Do you think? What do you think? Is that insane? Would that be cool? All right. Mava is Make America Vaccinated Again. Okay. Nice, guys. Nice. Yeah. Make America Vaccinated Again. Oh, nice, guys. No way. I love it. Okay, man. All right. Maybe we'll do 15 then. Okay. Nice, dude. All right. I love it. Okay. I'll think about it for sure. I'll think about what's going on. Awesome, guys. I love it. Cool. All right, guys. Let's watch this show. Let's watch. So this is Potez and a climatologist talking. He's talking about the threats that scientists get from speaking out and the negativity.
That led to this collaboration.
Do you remember the first time you got a glimpse of this?
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, I did
Summer.
my...
Let's go. Summer is 7:05 in 3, 2, 1. Good job, Summer and her husband, or I'm assuming Summer and their husband. Amazing. Thank you. Good job. I appreciate you. Mav is in chat. The number is how many vaccines our community has gotten. So this number right here is how many vaccinations people have gotten since I put the board up, which is like a little over a month ago. So it's crazy, guys. It's really cool. People are inspired to get vaccinated, inspired to help each other out, inspired to make sure they're up to date, getting their flu, getting their COVID yearly that they should be getting, getting their anything else that they're missing, like MMRs or anything like that is always a good one. Cody, oh my gosh, Cody is 706, incredible. Cody, thank you so much. In 3, 2, 1, nice, 706, Cody. We appreciate you. Good job. Yeah, Siggy, the flu is going around. It is happening. The flu is especially bad this year for kiddos. So get vaccinated for your kiddos, for other kids, people's kids. So, okay, let's go to this.
MD and PhD combined in the 1980s. Worked on a hookworm vaccine for my MD PhD thesis, which now 40 years later is showing high levels of protection. That's what I wanted to do, make low-cost vaccines for the world in the laboratory as a laboratory investigator, pediatric scientist. And then I met my wife Ann in medical school and graduate school. Now we have 4 kids, including Rachel, who has autism and intellectual disabilities. And if you remember, that was the first assertion that false claims that vaccines cause autism. And I saw it was nonsense. And I said something, ultimately wrote a book about it.
It's just, Cody, it's just the mutation is just what it is, you know. So some years are worse than others, and they're trying to investigate it, what's going on. But the CDC last week put out a weekly one of their research reports on it. So this is Peter Hotez. So he is a MD PhD that was a science communicator during the pandemic.
And that made me public enemy number 1 or 2 with anti-vaccine groups.
The bulk of your book points fingers very explicitly at these different actors. You lump them in, you call them the different Ps here: plutocrats, petrostates, propagandists, and the press. Mm-hmm. And you argue and demonstrate how they are aligned against very basic principles of science, that carbon pollution is warming the planet to a dangerous degree, that vaccines can and have saved millions of lives.
150 million or something over the last 70 years. I mean, it's wild. I mean, like, vaccines are no-brainer, guys. It's a slam dunk every single time. The fact that we even have to debate vaccines shows how poor that we are doing academically, educationally, systematically, that we are even debating this at all. I'm going to finish this. And
collectively, though, what do all of those different actors have in common?
Yeah, well, there's an underlying agenda, whether it's the plutocrats who fund dark money organizations that have been attacking climate science, that have actually been behind the assault on vaccines, which is interesting, as well as petrostates. Russia and Saudi Arabia in particular, they don't want a clean energy transition, and they've done everything they can to block any global green energy transition. The United States right now, unfortunately, has to be classified under the current administration as a petrostate as well. Its policies on energy and the environment are fundamentally driven by fossil fuel interests as well. And then there are the conservative media, the Rupert Murdoch.
He's shutting down renewable and sustainable energy projects all throughout the country, guys. I mean, it's not like they're already like 90% built, and with billions of dollars invested into it, and they're just shutting it down. It could be high-paying, sustainable white-collar jobs for Americans, but we're just losing billions of dollars right now just because he wants to shut it down. just because one person wants to. It's unbelievable.
Orthodox media empire, Fox News, Wall Street Journal, that have promoted a lot of the anti-science in both of these areas, but also some of the legacy media outlets, Washington Post, New York Times, that often fall victim to sort of false framing, what we call performative neutrality, where anti-science will be placed on an equal footing with the consensus of the world's scientists on the op-ed pages of these papers.
I mean, I think, a point of...
Dude, this is really hard. New York Times has published several lab leak editorials saying that there's a good chance that it's a lab leak from the virus. It's insanity. Like from discredited scientists that have no backing, that have no publications to support it, but they're getting editorials and op-eds. I'm sorry, op-eds. They're not doing editorials. Op-eds in the New York Times. It's just unconscionable.
The book is, too often we call it misinformation or infodemic, like it's random junk out there on the internet. It's not. It's organized, it's deliberate, it's politically motivated, and it's financially motivated. So on the vaccine side and the biomedical sciences, in addition to all the things Michael just said, you also have a very aggressive health wellness influencer industry. The problem is people like us are bad for business because we say, wait a minute, ivermectin doesn't do anything for COVID, and neither does hydroxychloroquine, and here's why you should get vaccinated. And for that business model, for their business model to be successful, you've got to attack vaccines, and you have to attack people like Michael or myself and portray us as cartoon villains or public enemies.
The subtitle of your book is How to Fight the 5 Most Powerful Forces That Threaten Our World. One of the things that you argue is that you all, the members of the scientific community, need to speak.
Hey guys, that's us. That's us. They're talking about us. The members of the scientific community need to what? What do you guys think? They need to publish more papers. And they haven't made their case clear academically. They need to publish papers and prove it in order to, say what they believe is true. And then with enough figures and p-value, the p-value isn't strong enough, debate doc. The p-value, it needs more statistical significance. We need 3 standard deviations in order to convince these people that let's see what they say. Scientists need to
speak out more overtly.
And
you in this book name names and point fingers very overtly.
That's us.
Do you worry though that only further exacerbates the sense that people think, oh, science is partisan, that you guys have an axe to grind?
Back in the late 1990s, I loved crunching numbers, looking for patterns in data, writing computer code to solve problems. I would have been very happy if they had just left me alone, but they didn't, because the hockey stick, did become this symbol of the climate crisis. They came after it, and they came after me. As I like to say, I didn't come to politics. Politics came to me. And so we do think scientists need to step up to the table. And it doesn't mean getting into political debates and name calling, but it does mean...
I feel personally attacked, okay? I feel personally... He came for me just then, okay? He was saying that scientists need to speak out, and then he came for me personally. I like my mom jokes, okay? All right? Leave me alone. Leave me alone, guys. Leave me alone. I got a DM from someone, by the way. They were like, You're just not okay that you do mom jokes, by the way. That is so beneath you. I'm like, what? What's wrong with it? Come on.
Demanding that any sort of policy-based discussions be premised on an objective and accurate understanding of what the science actually has to say. And unfortunately, just having that position, just being an advocate for objective science now makes you a public enemy in the climate sphere or in the public health arena.
We made a low-cost COVID vaccine, recombinant protein COVID vaccine that reached 100 million people in India and Indonesia. But, as wonderful as that accomplishment was, I now realize it's not sufficient. It's necessary, but not sufficient, because unless we do something for this very aggressive anti-vaccine movement that is basically tearing the whole infrastructure for vaccinating the world's children.
And it's not just vaccines, guys. It's all of science, right? It's all the entire scientific community. So it's like science as an institution, you know, because they're attacking it by saying that science isn't a legitimate form of knowledge gaining, you know, basically, right? Look at that bow tie. Exactly.
Down.
No,
That's its goal. We're not going to.
Yeah, I had like $5 like earbuds in, but I got some new ones today, so it's good. I know. I agree, Nikki. I don't understand it myself. I know, Cody. It's just that they're just repeating what they heard, and I think that they respect the people that they hear it from. But you know, scientists are, you know, at least engaging with it and saying that it's wrong and speaking out against it. Oh, thank you, MB. Yeah, Brad, we are gonna go. I drove by the last one. I have 4 small kids, so the last one we drove by, I was wondering maybe like maybe this time we'll get out and we can like make signs or something like that. So I think that'd be cool because my kids are very active. I took them. Yes, Debate Doc, because they're saying that after the circumcision, the kids get Tylenol, so therefore the circumcision is causing autism, which is false, obviously. But yeah, we've done a lot of protesting and stuff with my kids before, so I think that it would be good to take them to like an actual one. I know, isn't that wild, bro? Anyway,
be successful. So really driven to it by necessity.
Yeah.
The book is Science Under Siege. Peter Hotez, Michael Mann, so great to see you.
Hotez is legit.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Peter Hotez is amazing. If you don't know about Peter Hotez, you should follow him. He's very good. Oh, thank you for the follow on Twitch, guys. Thank you. Just to let you guys know, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I have a larger display. If you ever wanted to watch it later or anything like that, the archive is on my link tree. And you know, for videos and for when we're reading primary literature, I would personally the YouTube and Twitch videos are a little bit better in my opinion. But I love that you guys are on TikTok. But I just want to let you know. I know, I totally agree. User 867, my favorite one is rabies, because rabies is 100% mortality. If you get rabies without any type of vaccine, then you are going to die 100%. So it is very bad. Yeah, it's Dr. Greg's show on everything. Oh, it's Ellie. Ellie's back. How's it going, Ellie? Yeah, nice. Thanks, Abby. Or she comes all the time, so it happens, you know. Discord, Twitch. Oh yeah, guys, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. Hi, my, how's it going? Cool. Yeah, guys, I created an Instagram. So if you guys are interested, because 60% of you guys are 55-year-old women and older, and apparently you guys hang out on Instagram. So I made an Instagram and put a bunch of stuff on there. So it's gonna have a lot of the same content, and so, you know, but letting you know. Scientists are leaving, Hillary. I know some. I think they're bots, too, Craig. I think that's just like what the bots are. Like women are like, I get like 1,000 messages a day from bots. So it's and they're a majority of all are all women. So I don't. It's crazy. Yeah. I think that's why, MB. Yeah, I think it's just because that's what they say, because when they put the bot information in. Yes, Iggy. Again, I think it's the bots, guys. Genuinely. All right. So anyway, but yeah, I'm just trying to explore how and what to do, where to do it. Yeah. I'm learning, guys. All right. I have... Yeah, Siggy, exactly. Honestly, I'm actually really surprised even... Oh, thank you, Cody. I appreciate you saying that. I put out the same reel on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm getting about the exact same exposure somehow on Instagram, and I have 0 followers on Instagram and 14,000 on TikTok, so I it's pretty crazy. What Dreamer? What is that? How, that doesn't happen. So that's just nonsense. It never happened. So okay. Nice, Siggy. Nice. I think I'm up to 12. Anyway, so if anyone wants to join, you're always welcome to. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you for the likes. We're going to go real quick to this do this real quick while we can. Thank you so much to Dak, to our latest super fan. I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. Thank you to the top gifters: Kathleen, Neek, Ashley, Ducray, Helen, Jared, DN, Bailey. Thank you so much to the likers. 100 or 1,000 likes. It really helps get our stream out there, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to Cindy, Ashley, Summer, Kathleen, Helen, Ducray, Cher. I appreciate you guys so much. The link tree. Oh yeah, and our Patreons. Thank you so much. Mrs. Dr. G. Number one fan. Ado, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. And Call Me Ness from the UK every morning. We are her morning show, guys. Imagine that. How cool is that? Isn't that, it blows my mind that I'm sitting in my room in San Diego and I got people in the UK and in Australia that are both listening to me. It still blows my mind, and I'm so thankful for you guys for that. So thank you. All right. So next up, oh, interesting. The synthetic sugar-coated nanoparticle blocking C19 from infecting human cells. No, interesting, Ross. No. Oh, I remember that now. Man, that was a long story ago. Wow. Yeah, I remember that now. Wow, what a that's crazy. No, good memory, dude. That's incredible. Not that I've heard. I mean, those kind of things. Academia will say things, and they'll be like, "This is a good shot at this is our end goal," and it'll be 100 feet away, and they've gotten a foot closer to it, and they'll publish that they got a foot closer to that goal, but they're not really doing that thing yet. So they'd have to kind of, when we see it in the news is when we would actually know that they've made major progress from it. But I love academia. My academic friends, academia are my people, but they inflate sometimes. They inflate what they've done in their research, and that's what they need to do that in order to get grants and funding and all that kind of stuff. So more power to them. It's important for people to understand what the end goal is and what they're working towards. But you're not necessarily all the way there every time that title. And honestly, sometimes the from our research, when we talk to the news media, the headline will be like, yo, like that is not what I said. Like, that is, you completely took that out and you're saying something that we did not actually do. Okay, that's happened a couple times that I saw. Hi, Nightflyer. So, but the news, the science news people are doing their part in order to try to better understand what's going on. And we appreciate them. All right, guys. Okay. Let's see here. Just gonna do this real quick. Yeah, no, Ross, I totally agree. There's been some really cool nanotechnology vaccines recently too. I mean, there was one that was like, it was the soccer ball. Basically they, that's what you kind of like normally. It's kind of like the soccer ball with all those the pentagons on them, and they basically used all those different sides to put different antigens on them. So the idea was that you could get vaccinated for like 30 different diseases at the same time. So a buckyball. Yes, exactly, Siggy Cam. Nice. Exactly. Good, dude. That's impressive. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. You got your flu shot, Sibby. Let's go, Sibby. Hi, Nightflyer. All right, Sibby. Let's give you your vaccine party. Thank you so much. We love and appreciate you, Sibby. Sibby is spelt 708. Thank you so much. Let's see this. Boom. Sibby, we got you going in 3, 2, 1. Nice. Sibby is spelled. Thank you so much for getting vaccinated. We love and appreciate you. Every single shot, every single time, guys, we celebrate vaccines here because vaccines are safe and effective. You are a pro-life patriot if you get vaccinated. And I mean that unironically. BCO, incredible. You got your flu vaccine this morning. 709. Let's go. BCO. B Company. B Company, is that it? We'll see. 709. 3, 2, 1. B Company. Let's go. W. Big dubs. Big V's. Mava. Appreciate you. Make America vaccinated again, ladies and gentlemen. I know, it just keeps happening. I love it. I love it. It makes me so happy. Okay. Well, I have... Let's see, guys. Boom, boom. Oh, thank you for the follow on Twitch, guys. Thank you about that. Oh, Mike at the show. Let's go. Mike at the show. Thank you, dude. 710. 710, guys. In 3, 2, 1. Mike at the show. Let's go. Yes. Legend, guys. Thank you so much for getting vaccinated, Mike at the show. We appreciate you. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. We spam V's for vaccine, MAVA for Make America Vaccinated Again. If you got the cool super fan stickers, you got all the access to all that cool stuff. What are the easy things that you do to boost health every week? Try to sleep as much as I can. That's a big one, man. Like, genuinely thing. I think sleep is something that I don't like put enough effort into, to be honest with you. Yeah, I take naps. I've started incorporating naps a lot more because of that. And I just like I just let myself. Before I used to fight it, and yeah. But now I just take naps. I'll just let myself take an afternoon nap, and I think that I wake up. It's like a second day. I feel so much better, so much better. I took a nap right before dinner today. It felt so good. Yeah. Yeah. It's a dad nap. It's a tactical nap. It's a dad. It's in the agreement, the terms of service of being a dad. You have a certain amount of allotment of naps that you have to take every day. But it's yeah. I don't understand what that means, Mr. Wilson. Yeah, vaccines and sleep. That's a good one. Let's see. I mean, I do think that like if you have, if you're over 30, you should probably be getting like some blood work done at least once every couple years just to like see where you're at. And if you are like low on micronutrients, like, vitamin D, vitamin B, stuff like that, then yeah, like getting some of that stuff like tuned in would absolutely, help you. And that would help you have like a functioning immune system, all that kind of stuff. So anything that boosts your overall health is going to be good for keeping you healthy in long term. Okay, Siggy. Well, that could be something that you can work on for sure. It's okay, Nightflyer. I'm okay on my end, but how's everyone else doing? Is it lagging for anyone else? Okay, sweet. If you're injured, you could still do, stretches. You can still work out the other part of your body. There's a lot of stuff that you can do that work out around your injury. So, you don't always have to do full body stuff. You could work out on one side. You could do the other side. Like if you tore your shoulder, you could work out your legs still. You can start stretching. That's something that like I started doing with my jujitsu is like stretching more. And I find that my stretching will impact me so much throughout the rest of my day. It's wild. I can like feel my muscles being more engaged. I can like they walk different. I walk differently. My muscles just feel differently. So, how to help with exercise intolerance? Justice, I don't understand what you mean. That you have a negative reaction when you're exercising? Can you help me understand what you're talking about? Rehab exercises are good if you need it. Bailey, I think that makes sense. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think that makes sense, Bailey. Muscle degradation is terrible when injured. Best to keep training the other parts and adding rehab. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Wilson. I mean, nobody's saying that other than you, bro. Oh, interesting. Yeah, POTS. Okay. Could you do some active stretching? Hi, Curdwin. Fasting is something that I used to think about a lot. But a lot of the autophagy, cell senescence papers and all that kind of stuff haven't been actually demonstrated in humans to be that beneficial. So it really, the benefits to fasting is just caloric restriction, basically. So your eating window is diminished, so you're less likely to overeat during that time. But for me, it was bad in that I just ate whatever I wanted during that fasting window, and I'm just like scarfing down a ton of stuff. So what I've found is that I need protein. So I focus on 200 grams of protein a day, and that's it. Protein makes me more satiated, so I'm less likely to snack. When I'm less likely to snack, I'm less likely to eat a lot of processed foods that don't satiate me, and then that's how I get calories, too much calories. Yeah. I work out and I do jujitsu, so I need that protein for recovery. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's better to overeat on protein than undereat, and it is. I weigh 185 right now, so I'm normally hi Rapture. I compete at 175. I'm at 185. So yeah, stem cells rejuvenate with fasting. I don't think so, baby. I mean, that's what a lot of that stuff didn't prove to be that credible. Yeah, but fiber is really good. Hi, David. How's it going?
Fine.
Okay, cool.
What's the topic? Are you saying that Trump's bad?
Sure. Yeah. I think Trump is really bad.
I voted for Trump because of his conservative opinion on the topic of AB.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you my formal argument to why I am against abortion?
Okay, sure.
P1. If a being by its material, formal, efficient, final causes is like naturally ordered towards rational life, then has a fundamental interest in the continued existence. Do you have a problem with P1?
Bro, you talked too quick there. I caught like 10% of that. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. You're like reading an equation or something. What did you say?
P1. If a being by its material, formal, efficient, final causes is like naturally ordered towards rational life, then has a fundamental interest in the continued existence.
Could you close your eyes and reformulate that with your own words?
Like, what do you want me to say? Like, what? I said my P1. Do you have like any problems with like P1 or?
I don't understand what you're saying, dude. I'm not trying to be rude. Like, genuinely, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know what P1 is.
Premise 1.
Yeah, that or point or something. That wasn't the problem. It was everything after you said P1 that I didn't understand what you were trying to say.
Do you want me to move on to P2, or do you?
No, I just want you to reformulate what P1 is in your own words. Just close your eyes and just tell me and just talk to me.
So you want me to make it more simpler?
Sure. Yeah. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
I can't do that. What?
Okay. I mean, whose problem is that?
Whose problem is that? Probably yours for not.
Okay.
For like not understanding my argument. I mean, that's
okay. That I'm sure that's how you feel right now. But like at the end of the day, if you're trying to convince me, then that's kind of your fault then, right?
I mean, no. I mean,
okay.
I'm giving a philosophical, logical argument to why I think that AB is like unmoral and like unjust.
Okay.
You
so
should
why?
be.
So why would you say that?
I said premise 1, and you had no problems with it. Do you want
I
me
didn't
to move
understand
on?
what you said, dude. There was, I mean, no offense, but you were mumbling and you were talking under your voice, and I couldn't understand what you were saying. I'm not trying to be rude. I genuinely don't understand what you were saying.
So you want me to repeat premise 1?
In your own words, like close your eyes and then just repeat them. Yeah, like without just stating the same words over again. But like, what are you trying to say?
It has 4 causes: the like material cause, the formal cause, the like efficient cause, and the final cause. And and the being meets these four causes.
Okay.
These like causes come from Aristotle.
Okay.
The being has a has a trajectory to the final cause.
Okay.
Or you like could say the like teleological predicate to the final cause.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then what I'm saying, the fetus has a fundamental interest in the continued existence by like by like fundamental interest, I mean a will to like continue to exist and a like will for good.
Okay.
The good is going to be existing.
Okay. Okay. I mean, would you expand this to your fundamental idea on like where life begins to organisms outside of humans?
Organisms outside of humans do not meet these four causes, so no.
Okay, so your definition of life is only predicated on
Um
humans?
no.
Okay.
I mean that no. I mean that the fetus under these four causes has a like um has a like teleological predicate to like reach rational life and like rational flourishing and the like final cause,
But you're not
which
saying
is
humans in that thing. So I'm just like curious why would humans be any different?
um um I'm saying like being
Beings. Yeah, beings. Yeah.
yes
Yeah, so it would be greater than humans.
yes right
Okay.
now right now humans already like only ones that can like meet these four causes and like reach it.
Why? I mean, we can do a lot of work with a lot of other animals, like through molecular biology and breeding and stuff. We don't. I mean, all the ways. I mean, humans are animals, and
um
how we are born through mammalian evolution is very similar to a lot of other mammals. So why would it just be predicated on humans? Hi,
um
Jennifer.
because like humans like already like only ones that can like reach rational life.
Rational life.
Yes.
Hmm.
And like
Okay.
and like rational flourishing.
Okay. I mean, but so you're so basically you're talking just about brain function then.
Huh?
You're talking about like
Um
frontal lobe brain functioning with which is like rational, like think like philosophically.
um
Is that what you're seeing by
um
rational life? I mean, can you explain what rational life is?
um rational life like like the like ability to, to like think about our universe to like think etc and like I know I am butchering the like definition but like humans like can like think and like talk in a like different way than like any other animal. I'm sorry that I'm butchering the life of like um I'm like sorry that I am butchering the like rational life definition.
Okay. No. Okay. It's all right. I guess I see. I was a an animal behavior undergrad major. So I think about all the different types of like referential communication that animals use, how they have languages based off of references that they use in order to communicate singular ideas, and like even bees will have like the waggle dance and stuff like that where they have communication to one another. We've had so many different types of things in the animal kingdom that we don't even understand. So it's like they're in some ways like they're more advanced like than us, right? For example, for like turtles. Turtles being able to go back and do go back through the magnetic sensing where they are on Earth and going back after thousands and thousands of miles that's swimming into the ocean, that they go back to the same beach and stuff like that. I mean, there's tons of different ways that animals like outpace us. So I feel like rationality and frontal lobe evolution is just something that we have evolved the ability to do, that other animals are just as evolved as we are, but they're just not as evolved in this one thing. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. And that like one thing matters so much under like Aristotle's four causes.
I don't understand what you mean by Aristotle's four causes. I'm gonna look it up. I don't think that the waggle dance has been disproven, or rapture. I just looked up on Wikipedia. It doesn't seem that. Okay, so the Aristotle's four causes are four types of explanations for why something exists or changes. The material cause, which is what it's made of; the formal cause, its form or essence; the efficient cause, the agent that brought it into being; and the final cause, the purpose or end. For example, a wooden table has a material cause of wood, a formal cause of its design, and an efficient cause of the carpenter who built it, and a final cause of being a place to eat or work. Okay, so
Yes.
so how does that inform your politics on whether or not abortion should be legal?
How does that inform?
Mm-hmm.
Because like what I'm saying is like the human like meets these four causes, and their like final cause is like rational life and like rational flourishing.
Okay, so like wouldn't the mom who's having that baby, wouldn't their final cause be like living then as well? So then they should have the ability to use abortion as a medical necessity to save their life?
I mean, I give the exception if it's the life of the mom. Yes, I do give that
You
exception.
realize that that's third term elective abortions, right? That the life of the mother exemption is a third term elective abortion. That is the cause. That is the name of it.
Okay. I still like give that exception.
Okay, so then if that's what you agree, then I agree with you too. But what I'm telling you is that Trump is trying to, and did through the justices that he nominated on the Supreme Court, removed that from people, that they gave them that choice. So it sounds like you don't agree with Trump on his views on abortion then.
I mean, I do believe that in some states they have exceptions. I mean,
They don't. People are dying in Texas because people are dying from it. They're being refused health care, which is I thought the whole point is they have rational thought, so that they're rationally going to a medical provider trying to have their life be better informed by healthcare.
Yeah, like that's wrong under my perfect.
Wait, it's wrong that they sought medical care.
No, it's wrong that they are not giving them that certain exception, the life of the mom exception.
Okay, nice. So then you don't agree with Republicans then? Then you agree with me.
Under my perfect ban, I would give the life. I would give the life of the mom exception, and maybe grape, maybe, but
okay. So basically, you're saying that the physician should have the choice to perform a medical procedure in order to save someone's life. And what I'm saying is that the Republicans removed that choice. So you agree with me that you're pro-choice?
Um, no, that's not what pro-life slash like pro-choice means.
That
Pro-life.
is what it is.
What,
That is actually what's happening right now in states. We're seeing it played out.
wait, um, most like pro-lifers, except for the AB abolitionist, give like exceptions. I mean,
But they didn't put that into the bills, and those people are dying because of it.
okay.
There's moms that are dying. I've had multiple moms that came in here that one of them their kid was the one that died. She got denied 3 separate times going to a hospital trying to get medical care because she was bleeding while she was in the 3rd trimester. Every single one, every single time, they didn't want to operate on her until that she was in septic shock, and then she was like literally about to die, and then that's when they finally tried to resuscitate her, but they couldn't do it, and that's what's happening.
I mean, yeah,
Okay,
the
so you
law,
agree with me
like,
then? You agree with me that this isn't good?
yeah, the law like should be changed to like give them
Okay.
the life of the mom exception. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Then we agree. Then that's fine. That's not happening right now.
I mean, but like, the massive problem to me is like most like ABs are like elective. So like outside of the life of the mom exception, that's my problem. So,
Okay, I mean, I don't think that they should be used as health as birth control. Like, I think that there should be, like other ways of providing birth control, and I don't think that it should be something that always happens. I think that, and I don't think that people want to go down that road, man. It's the people are going down that road because they've gotten to that point where they're forced into that position. Nobody is like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted to do today, or this. A lot of people, because we have an obesity problem, because we have a drug problem in the country, we have a lot of people that are basically forced into making a decision whether or not they carry a baby to term that has, malformities or getting. Like, what do you do? There is no other decision. Do you know what I mean? We're forcing harm onto people by making them carry babies where they didn't know that they're pregnant, so they never stopped drinking or they never stopped doing drugs, and then now they have birth defects, and like, what do you do? Do you think that the baby should be able to be born in those scenarios?
I mean, I personally think, yeah, because I personally think that the like life of the baby is like more like important than those outside than those outside circumstances. I mean, because
But you're creating someone, you're traumatically forcing the mother to go through something, right? And you're making them less likely to be able to have kids in the future because they didn't plan for this to happen. So now that's going to impact their ability to make a family later. And then on top of that, the kid that's going to be born is going to be born with deformities that they shouldn't have had because at no fault to the mom, they didn't know that they were pregnant. Like, do you understand what's happening? Like, there's so many, it's like a domino of awful like behaviors and stuff where, it's not fair. You're creating life that is, that like the burden, that that person, that baby has to carry for the rest of their life, and it's not fair to the mom.
I mean, even though it's still not fair, you are like still being the most unfair possible when you are not letting the fetus reach its final cause, which is like rational life. I mean, yeah, I mean,
But what? Okay, so would you think that a brain dead person would be rational life?
no,
Okay, so
since they
then
are,
yeah, so there you go. So a lot of these things are really commonly, people will have, the brain is one of the last things to develop. So a lot of during drugs and if they don't do any prenatal care, they do have a lot of neurological disorders. So I mean, you're defeating your own argument here that you're creating less rational life.
I mean, I'm, I mean, how a brain dead, a brain dead person, has like, at that point, he has like no causes to like reach since he has like, since he's dead. Um, I mean, even if somebody has a neurological thing, they are still rational life and they still have a cause that
But so
like
does the
needs to be
mom.
reached.
But so does the mom. The mom has a cause to be a mom and the best mom that they
Um,
can be. And sometimes you're
um,
impairing that ability to be a mom to other kids or to the kids that they already have. Like imagine that
um,
scenario where a lot of abortions are actually from parents that already have families. So they already have a couple of kids, and then birth control fails, and then now they're at a high risk pregnancy. So now they're having a kid later in life, more likely to have some neurological deformities, and um, and then now they're less capable of being a mother to their existing children. So I mean, aren't those like don't those kids already have a final cause? Like don't they have a rational like thought that they can be able to be nurtured?
um, I mean, like I mean, like yeah, like, but still, I I give the life of the like mom exceptions.
No, I'm talking about the
Um,
first trimester. Let's talk about the first trimester.
um,
Like let's say a
so like
mom
still,
40 years old figures out they already have 3 kids. They can barely afford it. They're already stretched thin, and now that they get pregnant at 40 with a kid, they find out and they say, well, you know what, this isn't planned. This is gonna be a really poor decision for my entire family. They're all going to be negatively impacted. Like you wouldn't agree with an elective abortion there.
no, because you're still denying the fetus to like reach its final cause. I mean, yeah.
But you're denying the kids their final cause too, because they're gonna
How
leave a less prosperous life because of that.
um the kids are still going to reach their like final cause unless they just die or something like that. I mean,
Not necessarily. Not going to reach your full potential and your full purpose if you're strapped with financial burdens and financial debts.
and
Exactly, Siggy Cam's right. The
um
entire family could suffer.
and also those kids are still rational life. I mean, so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they,
those
they have
kids,
that right. So you're talking about the mom. So you're denying the
they're,
final purpose for the mom, the kids, the dad,
I'm
all
not
of
though.
those people, and you're saying you're denying that ability for them to reach their final purpose in life and feel fulfilled
Um,
because of this. Even though we have the capability of you know this mistake.
um, I'm not though because like depending on like the age of like those kids have like already reached their like final cause and they are a rational life. I mean, so
Dude, not
it's,
no. I would say that happens at 25. So
no,
unless you have all the kids out of the the house and everything like that, I mean, you're still very much upbringing a kid, man, until they're about 25.
I mean, what a
Yeah,
24-year-old is like rational life.
and I mean that's not what the science says. Science says that it's that your final brain development happens until you're 25. So if you're talking
Um,
about rational life, I would
in
talk about.
terms of
I mean, your argument extends until
in
the
terms
age
of
of
like
25.
philosophy.
I know in
In terms of
processes. Yeah, yeah. Your brain
in,
development doesn't stop improving, and your functioning doesn't stop
um,
improving until you're 25.
um, using the philosophy the definition of like rational life.
I am too. And rationally, people don't stop developing until they're 25.
Wait, let me. Uh, do you wait? Do you like want me to tell you the philosophical definition of rational life? I mean,
Okay. I mean,
um, 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 it's the like human ability to like use like reason to like weigh options, and and like choose freely based on final judgment. So,
okay, then that's for sure until 25.
what
For sure. I'm
a
100%.
24-year-old
Yeah.
a 24-year-old
Uh-huh.
can like use reason to like weigh options and like
Not
choose
fully.
to like
Not
based on
fully.
judgment.
No, not until they're 25.
Uh, it doesn't matter if they can fully do it. They are they still they s- they still have the like ability to like do it. So
No, not the full capability.
it doesn't matter if it's
I mean your
like
whole
at the full
argument is
config.
whether or not it matters or not. So
Uh,
I agree. I'm in your argument, and I'm
uh,
talking about. I'm giving it an internal critique, and I'm telling you if that's what you want to go to, then I would say that any time that you are impeding someone's ability to meet their final cause, then I would say that you are not fulfilling Aristotle's four causes, if that's your argument. And
um,
I would say
um,
by your own argument, therefore,
um,
abortion should be
um,
illegal.
um, it's 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 not like about the like percentage on like how much that they can do it. It's if they have the ability to like do it or not. A 24-year-old can like still do it. It it like does not matter if he can 95% do it.
So you think a 1-year-old and a 24-year-old are the same then?
Huh? I mean, can a like 1-year-old like use like wait
If it's not a
a
percentage game, then I mean, you're saying
I mean
it's an
yes.
absent or present thing. So
I mean
and I'm saying that if you want to talk about the ability for someone's life to not be impacted on their development to where they can fulfill their full potential and their final cause in life, then I would say that having family planning from the parents' point of view allows them the capability of steering the family forward into a direction where they can fulfill everyone's final purpose and final cause.
but I but I would say like a 1-year-old and a like 24-year-old are like the same in terms of the ability to like do it. That like therefore makes them rational life. That like makes it so like their final cause like needs to be met.
Like why do you think impairing a family with like undue burden would be better for them?
Huh? Um, why do I think that? Why do I think that it would be better for them? Be because they did not choose to take the option to like unalive that child and like not let it reach its final cause. I mean,
So let's say like you have the family then loses their apartment, they have to move, they lose their career, they go through bankruptcy. What part of this do you think that you're allowing the children and the mom and the parent to achieve something that they wouldn't be able to have like in their final cause, their one of their causes?
those like children and the like family, etc., still have the like ability to like do it. So I mean, like,
To do
yes,
what? They've
um,
lost their capability, the financial freedom that they had, any type of like liberation that they would have gotten from education is pretty much squelched. Like they're not able to fulfill attainment that they would have gotten normally. They're
they,
less likely to have health care that they can pay for. They can't go to pediatricians' offices as much. Like it seems like if you want someone's final cause, which is its purpose or end, to be a a fully fledged citizen in the world that can communicate and give back to their communities in a productive manner, it seems like some type of family planning where the parents can come together and say, hey, this is not a good road that I want to go down on. I think that we should go down this other road. It seems like that's a lot better.
um, but like they are still rational life at that point. They
They're not.
they
Like the zygote at one like first trimester is not
they
rational
met their
life.
cause.
No, it's not.
The family met their cause. What they're doing is like they are not. What they're doing is that they are not like allowing this like fetus to like reach its cause at all. That's what they're
This
doing.
fetus is denying the family from reaching their final cause. That's
Um,
that's what's actually happening, and the
the
fetus
fam
isn't its final isn't a fully fledged final form. So, but the people and the parents and the siblings, they are in their final form, right? And they can continue to grow and have a way more profound of an impact on society.
um the family met their cause already because they like have the ability to like let me like get the definition back up. Be be because they have the ability to like use reason to like weigh options and
That's not, but you can't reason your way out of bills,
um
dude.
um
Like that's the whole
and like
reasoning allows them to have the
um,
choice to have reason by definition is looking at
um
different choices and figuring out what the path is.
and they like still have the like ability to like choose freely
Choose
based
freely.
on
Exactly.
based
And
on
that's
judgment.
those are parents deciding what kind of path and what kind of future that they want in their world. You're talking about
Um,
rationality, which has to, by definition, rationality and choices have to have different paths. You're choosing for families. You're choosing for other people what their life has to be, and that's what I don't
um,
agree with.
choose
You're removing people's ability to have efficient cause, right?
choose like freely based on judgment. But like what they are doing since they have like already met their final cause, but
But
now
no,
like
dude, you can
but
still
now
you can
like
have a huge impact on a family by burdening someone
um
at a certain time with a child with special needs that could have like a huge detriment. Like they haven't just you haven't reached your final cause. Like with a young
um
family, man.
um they have
No, they haven't. No, that's just
um
naive, dude. I'm sorry, they haven't. Like the idea that you can just burden someone with something like that and give them no choice in the matter in their life, like and burdening them with something where they can have a detrimental generational problem. Like I mean, that's just. I'm sorry, dude. That's not true.
um
And especially
but
when the zygote has no final cause or isn't even a human. I mean, it's just like it's just nonsensical,
um
man.
okay wait um okay so
Hi,
like
Jessica.
these family members have the like ability to like do it. So but
Do
like
what?
what they are doing is that they are not letting this new being reach its cause at all.
This
All of like
zygote is choosing for the other. You're choosing that the zygote is more important than the final cause of the family. You are choosing that.
No,
Yes,
the
that is,
family.
yes, literally. Yes, that is what it is.
I mean, like the
That's
family.
what family planning is, man.
The family can like still do stuff based on reason, and they can still do stuff based on judgment.
No,
They
they
have
don't,
rational
dude.
life.
No, they don't. Once that baby comes into the world, that is removed from them. You don't. It's a financial. That's what a financial burden is. Like
How
a special needs kid or something like that, where you can't work or there's someone needs to take care of them with more. Like it's like, dude, you don't have the choice there. It's a
I
burden.
mean,
It can be a financial burden for people.
I mean, like, I mean, like, technically, since they have free will and like rational life, they can like do anything to that child at that point. They could like hypothetically just throw it off a cliff. So like,
What?
they still. I mean, yes,
No.
hypothetically, their like rational life is like still there. This being, this like zygote does not have any like of that at all. The family members have like reached their final cause. This like being the like zygote hasn't. That's like clear difference. It
Okay, dude. Okay. I mean, I don't understand what you're trying to say. I mean, I think that we should focus on that you agree and you disagree. You agree with me. You disagree with Trump that elective abortions in the third trimester should be legal, and these Republican states are banning it and are having huge problems where people's freedoms for their life is being taken away. So I don't. The fact that you voted for Trump for that reason. That doesn't make any sense to me, man. And so you should stand with me and try
I
to.
had to do it. I had to like do it. Since like Harris wanted to like repeal Roe v. Wade and like make it nationally legal.
Well, it was,
She wanted no it. She wanted to like bring back Roe v. Wade and like make it nationally legal.
Well,
That's
it
the
was.
like.
It already was. What
Huh?
are you talking about?
In 2022, Roe v. Wade got like repealed. She wanted to bring back Roe v. Wade.
Yeah. Okay.
Trump like didn't. That was like the like difference. So
But he's instituted policies that you don't agree with after that.
yes, but like Harris like but like Harris like would have been the like bigger evil, wanting to like make it so that it is like nationally legal and you like can get one whenever you want. That's like
No,
difference.
I mean there's it was still like, no, dude. I mean, we're talking about like third trimester stuff that was like that's so, I don't know, man. I mean,
I would say that in this situation, Harris like is the bigger evil, so I had to vote for the lesser evil in this like topic.
Okay, I think that's short-sighted, and I think that it's like, and it's doing a lot of harm to a lot of people. So I think that, yeah, you're removing choices and removing people's capabilities of becoming their final form in their life, because people are still very much still on a trajectory to go up. And oh, silly goose, what's up? And I think that you're unable to understand that right now, is that your life and your trajectory in your life is very much tied to roads that happen, and one road leads you to destitution and another leads you to prosperity, and there's a series of very important life choices that happen in and one of them is like having family planning. Another one is getting an education, that kind of stuff. Like these are seminal moments in your life that could, and you're kind of thinking that in life you have these capabilities of just jumping from one lane to the next. And what I'm telling you is that because how time only marches forward, when you remove those choices from someone, you're impacting not just their their life, you're impacting their kids' life, not for just now, but for everyone in the future. So it's not it's inhumane, it's sad, and it creates lives that are, you know, it's not fair. It's not fair to the people that are being like born in these scenarios, and that are it's not fair to the kids, and it's not fair to the moms and the parents.
I think it's more in inhumane and like unmoral to like completely deny this zygote's final cause. Since the yeah.
It's just but it's a clump of cells, dude. I mean, like, would you say the same thing to sperm?
Uh,
Would you say
what
the
I
same thing to sperm? Because you've removed their final cause of being a child.
no, because like most like scientists agree that life begins at conception,
Okay,
and like
so you know that just eggs themselves without sperm can actually become like an organism. Did you know that? Spermatogenesis.
I
Do you
mean,
understand what that is?
I mean,
Have you heard
no,
about that?
but no, but I will like but like I will like do the
Yes, it
appeal to
is.
like. Oh wait,
Yeah, it is true. Like
I
there's actually
will
just
like.
there's a species of lizards that are that exists in
Yeah.
Nevada, I think, that are just clonally populated. They're just eggs that basically the X chromosome it duplicates, so then every single offspring is XX. So like
I will.
would you say in that scenario that eggs then are that you have to protect them for their final lives, their final cause?
Uh, um. No, because like
Okay, so then you're not
also
internally consistent at all.
how and
You don't make
also
any sense. Yeah,
you were
because
like
you would
for,
because if you in order to say that, you have to say yes, because every single egg, therefore you are denying the final cause of that egg, and because it could theoretically become a human life.
um
That
oh,
is that's
and
true.
also have these like eggs met like conception and like are
They don't
they
need to. They don't
fertilized?
need to meet conception. They don't need to be fertilized.
But I will do but like I will do the like appeal to like a 40 fallacy and then like say that since like science
No.
says that life starts at conception,
Okay.
that's the like thing.
So you think that
I
life
mean,
begins at conception?
I mean, that's what like science says. So like
Okay,
yes.
that's not what science says. But
What?
so okay,
What?
so tell me, like, what part of conception is it?
Uh, what parts? What part of like conception is?
Yeah, like what part of the conception is makes the life? Why is it at conception?
I believe these scientists say fertilize. Yes.
Okay, so
Um.
fertilize. Which part of fertilization?
Um. I.
Explain to them the mechanics of how life begins at
Um.
conception.
Um. I don't know which part. I will just agree to like the scientists. And like which part they say it like begins. I
Okay,
mean,
so the sperm goes in to the egg, and so that part.
if that, I mean, like, if that like is what scientists say, then like yes. I mean,
Okay, but you realize that every single fertilization event doesn't like lead to a baby, right? So that means that every single time that the fertilization happens and the thing doesn't implant, then that's murder.
um, I mean, that's like natural, and like you can like not stop
Okay.
the process. I mean, so
You absolutely could. You could capture those, and you could grow them. You could freeze them and implant them through in vitro fertilization. You could absolutely do that. So what you're saying is that the fact that we aren't doing that, we are murdering people in order to because of that.
um um I mean, no, it's
Yeah.
and also and also most people do not have access to that thing. So I mean,
Okay.
so,
So okay. So we're just so by your logic, are those is that child not reaching their final cause?
I mean, I will like agree to this like reductio.
It's not
Okay,
reductio.
okay,
It's we're literally talking about the process that you
okay.
think that life begins at, and this is
I
the
get,
process that it happens. I mean, this is your argument. I'm exploring it
I
with you.
okay. I guess we should like get these people to like get these eggs and then like freeze them. Okay.
Okay. So okay. Okay. So you think that there's just that you think that there all of these people are that the murder is happening a lot in the United States then basically or around the world.
I mean, yeah, and we should make lots of like facilities, making it so that like people can like freeze these eggs. Yeah.
Okay. 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 I mean, that's wild. I mean, that's I don't think that you would any type of like insemination event or a fertilization event doesn't create life. I don't think that you would agree with that though. I think that you're biting the bullet here. Like because in order to do that, okay, so let's say I have the white rhino. White rhino is going to be about to go extinct. So, but we have frozen sperm and the frozen egg. And so in your mind, when we in vitro fertilize those sperm and that egg,
What-
if the white rhino was extinct, okay, it's gone. It's gone off the world. But what if we took the in vitro fertilization egg and the sperm, we can take them off the extinction list and they are living again. That's your argument.
Uh, I don't know why we're talking about rhinos, but
Because I'm seeing if you're
okay.
consistent with anything. So yes.
Okay.
So
Yes. Okay.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you think that an in vitro fertilized egg of an extinct species is enough to say and take it off the extinct species list?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think that speaks for itself, man. Okay. All right. Thanks for the discussion, man. Okay. Exactly. It's not even born yet. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, man. It's okay. Hi, Ducray. What's up? Oh, you didn't know. Oh, really, Chupacabra? Okay. Oh, sorry, Ducray. I didn't realize that you didn't know. Okay, just me. That's fine. You could come up and we can talk about it again. Go ahead. It went really well, Jessica. You could, yeah. I have it on Friday. We have an in person. I'm gonna be doing the in person 1 hour presentation, and then it's like a 3.5 hour panel interview. So it's like I'm meeting like half of the company. So yeah, Silly Goose. I think a lot of people's ideas about abortion are only applicable to humans. And if you applied that same rationality about life beginning at conception to anything else, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, you have to believe that like human life is distinctly different than any other life, which I think that a lot of religious people, they believe that. So it's very easy for them to just be like, yeah, it's different. Yeah, human life is different. It's better. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. The dogs. Yeah, get the dog on the mic. Get that dog mic. Thanks, Elias. I think it's a really tough subject to talk about. I mean, personally, I personally, to be honest with you, like life begins at birth for me, and I really don't see any other argument. I really don't. I mean, it's so obvious to me that it's almost like gaslighting that people think that it's conception. They didn't even know about conception until we had like medical technology that completely revolutionized how medical understandings work. And then the idea that like life begins at conception is a completely modern fabricated idea that's basically just because people want to take ownership of other people's bodies and force them down paths that are, it's punitive. It's obviously punitive. People are trying to say, I don't agree with extramarital sex, so therefore you should have to deal with anything that comes from it, without them realizing that a lot of abortions actually happen within marriages from parents that already have kids and they don't have the family planning capabilities to stop it from happening, and now they're burdened with a kid that's huge age gap or whatever. And yeah, for me it's so obvious that it happens at birth that it's kind of like laughable, to be honest with you. But at conception is like, it's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense. Like you could just walk through it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, it's when fertilization happens. What? So two pieces of DNA that they haven't even, that like the new unique DNA hasn't even formed. Like what? Oh no, it has to be fertilization is when both of the crossover happens, and then the new piece of DNA is formed. What? No, it's not. You think that new genetically divergent DNA is a human being? I could just do that in the lab. I could just make new DNA, no problem. DNA forms immediately, bro. I'm pretty sure, Safe Haven, there's a complex molecular mechanisms that do that, dude. It doesn't immediately happen. I'm pretty sure it's a complex thing of that all happening, dude. Oh no. It's when they form and the new pieces of DNA come together and it starts dividing. Okay. So you agree with DNA and that's unique, that's and with cells that are dividing. What about outside of the mother? Well, no, that wouldn't be it. Okay, so that doesn't make any sense because like fertilized eggs slough off and aren't implanted all the time. So that's not life to you, because otherwise people would be dying, which is nonsense. So it has to be implanted. It has to be cells that are dividing rapidly. So, okay, so then we're not talking about conception then, guys. That's not conception. We're talking about 10 processes down the stream from conception. Don't say that then. It's literally immediate. Yeah, you don't understand how molecular processes work, dude. There's molecular methods on how things get made in the cell. It doesn't happen just immediately. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It just you don't understand how the body works, how cells work. So yeah. Exactly, Jessica. It is. That's all it is. Like it, yeah. I mean, so it's crazy. Exactly, silly goose. And that's like, it's not. I think that we have to choose like different words and stuff on it, because an elective abortion is the medical term for how someone's life is saved. So even the life of the mother people agree with elective abortions. I think it's like what they're talking about are like flippant, just like, oh man, I had no idea. Oh man, I need to get this done. Oh my gosh, I just put this off for so long. I procrastinated and I'm accidentally in the third trimester. Like, that doesn't happen. If you're in the third trimester and you don't want that baby, then you are obese, or you're on drugs and you don't know. You missed your period. You don't have periods. It's a lot. It happens a lot, guys. People are like, how in the world can you be third trimester, and you didn't know? It's like, dude. I mean, one, it's a lot of men that have never lived with a woman, or they don't understand that obese people have irregular periods, or people that are in drugs don't have regular periods. So again. Yeah, love. Exactly, love life. Exactly. They are literally coming for contraception. Kathleen, I wish I could give birth. Genuinely. I'm actually jealous. I told my wife, I was like, I wish that I could like take some of this burden from you, because it seems like we're having 4 kids and you're doing a lot of the work here. I wish I could, because it's taxing. You know what I mean? And I wish that I could like I could be a seahorse and like, and offload some of that burden for you. But it feels like this is a one-way street. And so, although it was very weird, like doing the hand on the belly thing, that always weirded me out, especially late in the third trimester, when you have like the water. Less water, so you can really feel like the stuff. That was like, ooh, that was really weird for me. Exactly, Sophia. Exactly. What they're talking about is that Republicans they're always going to be able to have abortions. What they're talking about is that they don't want poor people to have an abortion. That's the thing. They want these people to be burdened with these life decisions so that they can make a better life decision, blah, blah, blah. Because they're all these Republicans. Trump himself has had multiple. It's just nonsense. They're removing that choice for other people. It's disgusting. Exactly, silly goose. Yeah, they don't want to. And these same people who care so much about life starts at conception, the beauty of life. Okay, so let's fund prenatal care. Nah. let's fund like a birthing package, so every mom in America gets sent like a box that can act as a crib, that can give them maybe some folic acid, that could give some things so that they the baby can be well nurtured. Nah, I don't want that. What? Sophia, you're awesome. Thank you so much for getting vaccinated. We appreciate you so much. We are at Sophia got how many? I got 2 vaccines. 712, guys. This is amazing. 712 for Sophia in 3, 2, 1. Yes. Sophia, you're awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for getting vaccinated. We love everyone who gets vaccinated. Let's fund HPV or Hep C. Or Hep B for moms. STD screens. Oh, Chaomatic. Yes, flu and Tdap. Good idea. Tdap is a good one. Flu is an amazing one. Let's go, Chaomatic. 712. Awesome. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Chaomatic. Good job. We appreciate you. Yeah, Sophia, it happens. It happens a lot. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Hep vaccine is so important. Hep B is so important because we don't have a fully fledged prenatal healthcare system in the United States. So it helps patchwork that together. I worked in dialysis and got Hep C 50 years ago. Oh my gosh. Wow, Sophia. Oh, wow. Yeah, loving life. Exactly. They work. Yes, Jessica. HPV is a vaccine that's anti-cancer, guys. An anti-cancer vaccine. And it works for guys as well. So HPV is just a good vaccine all around. Oh, good, Chupacabra. Good idea. Nice. Yeah, guys, if you are low on your MMR titer, it's a good idea to get another one. Chaomatic, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. HPV vaccine, cancer protection. Cervical cancer. Yes, cervical cancer. But then it also helps with guys, oropharyngeal, which is the back of the throat cancer, rectal cancer, and penile cancer. And guys, there you go. You don't want those. Those are the not places that you want it, guys. Boom. Yeah. Wow, Diane. Wow. Thank you for sharing. It happens, guys. It happens. It happens, man. Exactly. Well, loving life. Guys that don't get the COVID vaccine doesn't make any sense to me because long COVID, guess what? Long COVID is basically the infestation of SARS-CoV-2 into an organ. And guess what they've found? They have found in dissections, so slices of tissue, they found SARS-CoV-2 latent infections, chronic infections, in the testes of men. It just hangs around, and you just constantly get SARS-CoV-2 just inside your body because of it. And so get get vaccinated. You don't want your balls to becoming a SARS-CoV-2 factory. Come on, guys. Come on. It does. Yes, Silly Goose, it does. Kathleen, I tell people it doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't think it's real. So it's I don't understand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Silly Goose. Yeah. It's crazy, guys. What a night. Wild. Chris, shingles are good after, I think that's after 55 in the United States. So if you get the COVID vaccine and you get infected with SARS-CoV-2, does the virus still stay? So basically, if you have antibodies against COVID-19, you're going to be less likely to have a latent infection. So therefore, the COVID vaccine does help prevent you from long COVID, but it doesn't make you immune from it. So that's the kind of problem. But the problem is that you get the more residual infections of SARS-CoV-2, is you're more likely to get long COVID from it. So it's you definitely want to get you want to prevent COVID infections as much as you can. I don't understand what you mean, death pool. Over 50 for the shingle vaccines. Thank you, Ducray. Yes, Keomatic. You want to get the COVID and the flu booster every year. Rapture, I think it's 3 months. If you haven't had if you haven't had it in 3 months, you can get it again. I would still definitely get the vaccine. Yeah, for sure. Because it prevents you from your subsequent the COVID infections from having more of a chance for long COVID. Oh, that's good, Crystal Lee. I think that they didn't want to have it. It's because of a sorting problem. Oh, interesting, Cloud Museum. The nucleocapsid test. Oh, interesting. Is that to make sure? Was that to see? Because the nucleocapsid test would be, they're basically checking to see if that was the spike protein and the nucleocapsid versus just the spike protein. So the nucleocapsid is actually the actual viral infection. Okay, nice, Kimac. Yeah, basically the vaccines can be antibacterial. So, yeah, you can have vaccines versus against a lot of other stuff too. It doesn't have to be just viruses. Oh, okay. Nice, Cloud. Nice. Yeah, sure. I just did. That's a pneumonia is from a bacterial infection, so you can have bacterial vaccines as well. Oh, nice. No, they didn't, Valgaro. That's a common anti-vax talking point that no, they didn't. And a vaccine is anything that produces a learned antibody response. So it can be viruses, it can be viruses that are inactivated, viruses that have been evolved to not be deathly ill anymore. It could be pieces of DNA that creates an antigen that makes your immune system learn. It can be pieces of RNA that makes protein that your body learns on. So, yeah, it's some CDC website that they changed so that, and now they think that it's something about vaccines were changed to include the SARS-CoV-2 vaccine or something like that. So it's just people not understanding what molecular biology is. It's okay. And the legal definition is not found on some random CDC website. Okay. Nice. Sweet loving life. Nice. Very nice. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, I do, Craig. Exactly. Like, oh man, it's okay. I mean, it's frustrating. Deanne, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. I would ask a healthcare provider. Yeah, I mean, Jessica, it's some in some ways. I think it's whether or not the CDC aligns with, you know, physician organizations that have the best interest of the patients in mind. Okay, all right, let's look it up. U26 US code 4132. Definitions and special rules updated 2013. LLI, Legal Information Institute. Okay. Okay. So the definition relating to taxable vaccines. The term taxable vaccines meaning any of the following vaccines that are manufactured or produced in the United States. Any vaccines containing this, tetanus, pertussis bacteria, any vaccines against measles, mumps, rubella, polio, HIV. So they're just adding these things in, these viruses and stuff. What's wrong with this? Any trivalent against influenza? I mean, why would this be bad? The term vaccine means any substance designed to be administered to a human for the prevention of one or more diseases. Okay, that's what I said. Okay. How is this bad? Because they do not give a learned immune response. Okay, so you just don't understand how immunology works. So it's okay. I mean, they produce an antigen that is a learned response. It's for the prevention of it. That's why vaccines are medicine. Yeah. They're administered to a human being for the prevention of one or more diseases. Yeah, that still is what it is. That's not what all the COVID shots are doing, though. Yes, they are. Yeah, it prevents a disease. Yeah. Yeah, you're actually 10 times more likely to die from COVID if you were unvaccinated than vaccinated. So it absolutely prevented severe illness. Absolutely. Why we have vaccines for our kids? I mean, they have vaccines for kids at birth, dude. I mean, because kids are. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Noemis. Kids are very vulnerable. Exactly. All right. All right, guys. 18,000. Wow, Ado. Incredible, dude. Thank you so much. Dude, Auntie Onion, my husband and myself, 5 vaccines. Dude, oh my gosh. 719, legend, Auntie Onion. You are so awesome. Auntie Onion, guys. 5 vaccines in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm sorry, no Amos. Okay. Yeah, got you. Oh, I got you. Okay, I understand what you were saying, no Amos. Sorry. It can be hard to read chat. Good. I always think about when that's happening. I'm like, dang, if it's putting me on my butt like this, I would be way worse off if I actually got the virus, you know. So oh, okay. I did my flu with pneumonia on Monday. Sandy Hill. Oh, nice. Sandy Hill got 2 vaccines. 721 guys. Sandy Hill. Awesome, Sandy Hill. Good job. That's Sandy Hill in 3, 2, 1. Sandy Hill, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Dude, that is a really good point, Jorge. If you trust your phone but not vaccines, you may have been played. Right? That's a good point, man. I totally agree. I don't understand. Never in my life would I ever thought that vaccines would be like, I just okay. I was thinking about not doing this, but you know what? I wanted okay. So today, for this segment, I wanted to cover A Tale of Two Cities. A Tale of Two Cities, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be I want to read this article about China. Any type of vaccine. We celebrate any type of vaccine here, Casey. So people get vaccinated, and we celebrate them by putting their vaccine and we count their vaccines on the Vax board, because public health is important, and we love it. We love public health. So if you got vaccinated in the last week, let us know, and we can we'll add you to the board. All right. We aren't counting dog vaccines, but they are very important and still required in Florida. Okay. So, A Tale of Two Cities, ladies and gentlemen. Why China built 160 square miles of solar panels on the world's highest plateau. On the Tibetan Plateau, nearly 10,000 feet high, solar panels stretch to the horizon and cover an area 7 times the size of Manhattan. They soak up sunlight that is much brighter than at sea level because the air is so thin. Wind turbines dot nearby ridgelines and stand in long rows across arid, empty plains above the occasional sheep herder with his flock. They capture night breezes, balancing the daytime power from the solar panels. Hydropower dams sit where rivers spill down long chasms at the edges of the plateau, and high-voltage power lines carry all this electricity to businesses and homes more than 1,000 miles away. One second here. A Tale of Two Cities, ladies and gentlemen. China is building an enormous network of clean energy industries on the Tibetan Plateau, the world's highest. The intention is to harness the region's bright sunshine, cold temperature, and sky-touching altitude to provide low-cost renewable energy. The result is enough renewable energy to provide the plateau with nearly all the power it needs, including for data centers used by China's artificial intelligence development. Wow. Awesome. Paula got a flu vaccine. Awesome. Let's go. 722. Good job, Paula. In 3, 2, 1. Nice. Good job, Paula. Wow, crazy. So in response to AI and the energy needs that they need, China is massively developing renewable energy so that the AI data centers can be sustainable. Wow. While China still burns as much coal as the rest of the world combined, last month President Xi Jinping made a stunning pledge. Speaking before the United Nations, he said for the first time that the country would reduce its greenhouse gas emissions across its economy and would expand renewable energy sixfold in the coming years. 600% increase. It was a moment of global significance for the nation that is currently the world's biggest polluter. China's clean energy efforts contrast with the ambitions of the United States under the Trump administration, which is using its diplomatic and economic muscle to pressure other countries to buy more American gas, oil, and coal. China is investing in cheaper solar and wind technology, along with batteries and electric vehicles, with the aim of becoming the world's supplier of renewable energy and the products that rely on it. The main group of solar farms, known as the Tahltan Solar Park, dwarfs every other cluster of solar farms in the world. It covers 162 square miles of Zhejiang County, an alpine desert in sparsely inhabited Qinghai, a province in western China. Okay, this is the size that we're talking about here, guys. So on the very left here, this is Manhattan on the very, very left. That's how big it is. And I want you to think about this right here. So that's Manhattan on the side, on the left right there. This right here, see those little dots? Okay, I want you to think about that. That right there is the technology, which is what we're going to talk about in the futures. But I just want you to think about that. These little things, look how big and massive these things are. Okay? So again, so that's what these, when they were going over here, that's what those big circles are. That's how massive these things are. It's just an absolute onslaught. Those right there. See how those huge circles right there? Those are sodium. So they basically have a bunch of reflectors that heat up sodium, and then that sodium gets super hot, and then that evaporates water, and then that creates steam, and that steam creates energy. No other country on the planet is using high altitudes for solar, wind, and hydropower on a scale as great as China on the Tibetan Plateau. The effort is a case study of how China has become to dominate the future of clean energy. With the help of sustainable governmental investment and planning, electricity companies are weaning the country off imported oil, natural gas, and coal, a national priority. Renewable energy helps China power 30,000 miles of high-speed train routes and its growing fleet of electric cars. They have 30,000 miles of high-speed trains, guys. In chat, how many miles does the United States have? Let's see who gets it right first. China has 30,000 miles, guys. How much does the United States have? Let's see who gets it first. 0, exactly. 0. Rapture got it. Yep. At the same time, cheap electricity enables China to manufacture even more solar panels, which dominate global markets and power artificial intelligence data centers. Electricity from solar and wind power in Qinghai, which occupies the northern third of the Tibetan plateau, costs about 40% less than coal-fired power plants. Qinghai encompasses most of a region among Tibetans as Amdo and includes the birthplace of the current Dalai Lama, now in exile. In July, China's premier Xi Jinping oversaw the groundbreaking of 5 additional dams on the Shangpao River in southern Tibet, a region of China that is tightly restricted by the Communist Party and not open to Western journalists. The Chinese government has released little information about the construction of the dams, but they expect to take years to complete and most likely constitute the world's largest hydropower project. Its construction has alarmed India, which fears that China could use it to cut off water supplies to downstream areas of eastern India. China is not the first country to experiment with high-altitude clean energy, but other places as high as the Tibetan Plateau are mountainous and steep. Qinghai, slightly bigger than Texas, is mostly flat, optimal for solar panels and the roads needed to bring them, and the cold air provides the efficiency of solar panels. Switzerland has experimented with solar panel installations at the top of cable railways. It opened a solar power farm at an altitude of 5,900 feet, but it can only generate about 0.5 megawatts, enough to power about 80 American households. This is where they are. This is where the solar panel farm is, in the middle of China. The state-owned Power Construction Corporation of China completed a 480 megawatt solar project last year at an altitude of 4,000 feet on the plateau of the Atacama Desert in Chile, which is the world's driest nonpolar desert, but much lower than the Tibetan Plateau. The Qinghai Tibetan solar project dwarfs these. It has a capacity of 16,000 megawatts of power, which could run every household in Chicago. It is still expanding, adding panels with the target of growing to 10 miles the area of Manhattan in 3 years. Another 4,700 megawatts of wind energy and 7,300 megawatts of hydroelectric dams nearby. Guys, they're massively building this stuff. Like, massively. Switzerland was doing a 0.5 megawatt. That was the one on a top cable railways. 0.5 megawatts. They're doing 17,000 megawatts. As an incentive, okay, so China is now building an even higher elevation in mountain valleys of Tibetan Plateau, although with smaller solar farms. Near Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, a Chinese power company recently installed 150 megawatts of solar panels at 17,000 feet. As an incentive to build solar farms, many Western Chinese provinces initially offered free land to companies. The central government has recently ordered the provinces to begin charging nominal annual fees to encourage efficient use of the land. Okay. This goes on, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. Guys, no, Rapture, I saw it. For sure. So it's a cost thing. The problem with hydroelectric is it can be damaging to the ecosystem. Absolutely. Right? It is bad. But you have to think about, like, what would be better? Like, getting rid of natural gas or messing up the ecosystem of a river? You know, the ecosystem of the river is probably more negatively impacted by the natural gas that's being burned off over the long term. Right? And if we could use that hydroelectric dam to curb some of the CO2 emissions, then it's a net benefit. You have to think about the total carbon footprint of it. The big loss in like something like a hydroelectric dams would be like the biodiversity and the amount of animal life. So those would be the big things. So you'd want to make sure that in nearby areas that you'd somehow help and maintain and create more biodiversity in the surrounding areas of the dam. But it has to be, it's a tool that has to be used. You know, hydroelectric dams are basically giant batteries. They're incredibly useful and efficient in terms of renewable and sustainable energy. So, yeah, it's very important. Okay, so Tale of Two Cities, guys. I said that, right? Now, let's think about this. California, we're shutting it down. I said a tale of two cities, and this is what I meant. China's massively investing into this. 600% increase. Oh, Jorge. Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, man.
What's up?
You're talking about solar power, so I thought I'd come up.
Perfect. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, that's very disappointing what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Is my sound okay?
Yeah, you're going good. Yeah, basically, this is from the 24th. California has taken nuclear power plants offline while increasing mandates for wind and solar, resulting in the statewide power shortage. Let's see, one of the largest solar projects in Bird. It's shutting down. So $2.2 billion Ivanpah solar project in the Mojave Desert, which received $1.6 billion in federal loans from the Obama administration, is shutting down.
Yeah,
So,
and that's that solar thermal, which runs at night. You know, there are people that are like, oh, solar doesn't work at night. You have to store it in batteries, and batteries are toxic. Well, this technology, which was also interspersed amongst the usual photovoltaic cells in China on the plains up there,
yeah.
like you were saying, yeah, it basically melts sodium. You make like sodium lava, and it stays hot all night. And really throughout the night, it only loses about 10% efficiency.
Wow.
So yeah, this is solar power that runs at night. Now, the land usage is pretty vast, as you can see. You need a pretty big reflector farm, but these are the things you have to manage when you design big public works, right? Mm-hmm. You have to figure out how to balance between preserving the environment and protecting people and providing for people. And I don't know, we do all right at it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes
if we had, I think like paving ecosystems for like parking lots or something that is awful, but if it's something like what China's doing, where it's like a massive investment, then it's going to create less impact on the environment globally. I think that it's a pretty strong case to be made.
And these AI data centers, man, they are power hungry.
Exactly.
So interesting to hear that China's going to use renewables to power their data centers. We are not. And these data centers, they're going to states where they're going to pull more power than the people living in the states. Mm-hmm. And for larger states, they're just going to raise the electric prices for all of us.
That's a good point, man. Yeah, they're bringing like like Microsoft bought out 3 Mile Island. They're like they're bringing it back,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beginning to a bad sci-fi movie there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I feel like we have such an ability to, I don't understand why it is shutting down though. I don't understand.
The administration pulled the plug on it, man.
Yeah.
They didn't want to fund it.
Yeah,
it's green, and they're anti-green.
Yeah, is that like
all those technologies invented in the United States, by the way, Bell Laboratories and that for the photovoltaic cell. I mean, all these technologies that we invented, and we're just going to be the losers in a huge new economic boom. Renewable energy, this is big, man.
Yeah, because
I mean, yeah.
it,
So economic, we're taking an economic hit here. I do not understand for a populace that wants to drive our economy forward at the cost of humans is not actually doing it. It
Exactly.
just blows my mind, bro.
I mean, and it's like in their jobs. They're like high paying jobs that are here that would be
Yes.
for like Americans, you know, and it's a lot of a lot of it's a lot of them are already like billions of dollars already put into it. They're 90% complete, and then now we're cutting them, and if we're for like American jobs, then why not decrease the cost of energy while we're doing it? I mean, that's renewable energy is just something where you don't have to put in like a gas or something in order to get it out, right? Like a coal, like burn coal in order to get the energy out. You can get that source constantly, you know, and sustainable is just the ability to do that without negatively impacting the place where it is, right? So coal isn't sustainable because you have to remove mountains in order to, you know, burn it, and it's bad for the environment around the coal plants. So it's not a sustainable way of doing things.
No, and you brought up a good point. These are jobs. Like a lot of these policies we're seeing are just hurting jobs, future good middle class jobs. When we talk about solar, you know, and you extrapolate that, you end up with a decentralized power grid, which we desperately need a better power infrastructure in this country. It's old. But with this decentralized grid comes a lot of good jobs, technical jobs, maintaining the electrical equipment at people's houses and the connections. And there's still going to be central plants. You probably heard like inertial central plants. You can either take the excess energy and pump water up a hill, or you can spin a giant disc, right? I mean, you can just store this extra energy mechanically, either through gravitational potential energy or in like the kinetic energy of something. And this is a grid that would be more robust. You know, right now it's a national security issue, man. I'm frankly surprised. No, well, I'm not. But you know,
Yeah.
Our power grid could yield many more jobs if we improved it, and it could be safer for all of us and for the planet.
So true. I mean, that was the whole point with the infrastructure bill, you know, and the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed. We had $400 billion in credits and carbon credits and for the environment and infrastructure bill, which is crazy because 70% of those bills in Republican states, by the way. So it's crazy because they don't have the economic development in order to build these new industries. So they need money, and literally that's what the Democrats did, is that they, you know, even in the best years, everything that they wanted, they got everything passed with Biden, which was, you know, a very progressive presidency in terms of legislation being passed. Even then, like 70% of the money still goes to Republican states, and they're still not happy with it. Well, I mean, obviously the senators and the Congress people were really mad about it because that was money and jobs that were lost for them. But I thought stuff like that would honestly have stayed even throughout the Trump administration. But I guess I'm wrong. But
Yeah, I concur.
it's maddening, man. I don't understand how we and it just blows my mind, like, and it really frustrates me that we're so mired in like conspiracy, and we're just like circling the drain here, like fighting over the most fighting over the easiest questions. You know, it's like the easiest questions on how to you know, with whether or not vaccines are safe and effective. But like the conversation, like the question that Rapture had, like, how do we save our environment while massively increasing the amount of renewable energy deployments that we need? Like, that is a great question. That is something that genuinely, you know, ecology, politics, you know, engineering, that is a really good question to have, and that those are the conversations that we do need to be having. But instead we're just like, can we not have measles, please? It's like,
Exactly. I mean, and those big questions require policy, and us working together to get to the answer the questions and to go manifest the solutions. And you made a good point. This is maybe a month ago or so, but you talked about how science is being pushed out to the fringe, in the science, what was the science capital of the world, man.
Yeah.
We had science dominance in this country. People wanted to come to the United States to go to schools,
Yeah.
come start their companies here, come do their research here. The cost of that, somebody asked me, like, can you quantify what a generational loss of scientists would cost the United States? Could you even begin to quantify that, man? If we just lose a generation of scientists?
Like, how much is the economy? Like, I mean, that's the thing, is like how much of, I mean, it's since the immigrants from World War II, or in Europe, the Manhattan Project and all that kind of stuff. I mean, how much has America gained being the intellectual powerhouse since the 1950s? Like, I don't know, guys.
It's
What do you guys
immeasurable.
think?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you?
I mean, how much is the internet worth? Like,
Yeah,
can you even put out, like,
exactly, like how much is the economy worth? It's like being the center of all of it. I just.
But we'll go on. I mean, humanity will go on. I mean, there have been, the cradle of knowledge has been carried across different portions of our civilization, and we've been lucky. We've had some setbacks,
Yeah.
and I hope this is not a big one. It will be for us, but hopefully not for the world.
I do think that, like, I mean, what you're talking about in terms of decentralized power, I think that is such a good resonating message for Americans, because it's all about liberty and freedom and that kind of stuff. And, and I do think that is a really good way to frame it. I have people in my life that don't believe that humans are causing climate change, but they work their entire life on wind turbines because they just think mechanical engineering is cool. So, so for that stuff, like, he just thought it was cool because you can generate your own electricity. So I actually know someone in my life that is like that. And, at that point, like, that's what's so cool for me. Like, this is just cool technology for me. Like, I thought, like, when growing up, like, solar panels were just like cool, like that. Like, the idea that it could be like political and it could be not, I guess, not political, but like ideologically trapped. It could be dogmatic to be against solar panels. You know what I mean? Like, that's just weird to me.
Yeah, Exxon 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's human psychology is understood that there's a science to it, man, and folks know how we can be manipulated. That's all of us. I can't sit here and tell you I haven't been manipulated in my life.
Sure.
That these tactics work on all of us, and making climate change a political issue was deliberate, and this is where we are now.
Yeah.
Right? We flop back and forth on policy depending on what administration is in. The world must have whiplash, man. Like, what the heck, right?
Yeah.
We go from leading something to telling world leaders that they don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, in a weird way, like, science doesn't stop for this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in some ways that, like, people are so devoted to it, and they that they'll just keep going on, and probably it might not be happening in the United States, so as a scientist, I know that people aren't going to stop trying to innovate, and that kind of makes me really happy. As like an American, it makes me sad, like that we had, and we were playing such a unique role in it. But maybe, like, it shouldn't be, going back to the decentralized idea, maybe, in the end, it creates a more thriving global academic environment where it's not everyone coming to the United States, and we have more of a diversity of ideas and a diversity of economic approaches, or academic approaches, I mean.
Yeah, and when we bounce back, we're part of a larger global community that has really advanced and gotten better without a crutch. You see, I'm not going to say we're a crutch for science, but maybe in some respects. But yeah, and I think it's also how we frame things, man. There's so much economic benefit to going decentralized.
Mm-hmm.
Economic benefit to the federal funding of science, man. NIH is like 2-to-1 payoff. Like NIH put $1 billion out there, they're going to generate $2 billion worth of economic activity.
Oh, bro,
I mean,
that's crazy.
Alabama, we're hurting, bro. We get $400 million from the NIH. That generates about $1 billion worth of economic activity in Alabama,
Wow.
right? The people that get paid for it, and just this is and I think you've talked about this. This is the American dream, dude. Like your American dream was robbed from you. Scientists all across this country, engineers, federal workers, their American dreams are just being robbed for them for really no good reason. It's not helping the economy.
Yeah.
It's not helping the United States security wise. It feels punitive.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, I think your future is being stolen from you right now. Like you just people don't realize it. It's like, but once we get there, we're gonna be like, wait, what happened? Like what? There's no way. Like, and it's like, yeah, that did have a big impact. Like who would have thought? Like, well, everyone at the time actually. It's like we were all saying it. But sometimes it doesn't pay to be right. You just don't want to go through something, and it's it's weird, man. I think we'll have to. The Trump administration is just going to be one of those things that I think that we'll get through it, but it's going to be a lot of things like picking up the ash and trying to build a house out of it. It's going to be really tough, but it's going to be there's going to be something that happens. I think that the worst thing that could happen would be like the billionaires just taking more of a hold, even more of a stranglehold. That's what I really fear, is that because of the science and disinformation, now people are more distrustful of science and more trusting in of billionaires, because like these billionaires have so much money, dude. Like the NIH, the entire NIH budget that you're talking about, that is such a huge boon for states. We're talking like the entire NIH budget is like $20 billion or something like that for a year. Like, I mean, you're looking at, Elon Musk with $500 billion just for him. You have ICE, by the way, it's like $120 billion. How did ICE get so much? Anyway, but my point is that you're going to have billionaires coming in now with so much power because they have so much money and so much power from that capital, that they're going to be able to do works of entire governments. And so you're going to have these politicians worshiping billionaires even more, so
and they don't want or need the things that hundreds of millions of us in this country
exactly
want, right?
Exactly.
It's a different world for them.
Exactly. So the future that they are building, we are not in that gate, ladies and gentlemen. The gate is built to divide that future from us, and that.
Yeah, I mean, when you can go buy 1/10 of a country and build a compound on it, and you could hire yourself a little army. What do you care if this or that country collapses, or if the middle class in some country is it goes away, just goes away, man.
In a lot of ways, Thiel and Musk and all these people, they would hope that the United States fails, because that it gives them the ability to come in and have even more of a power, even more like there's not that much restraint that they have, but there is some. That Elon Musk literally is not the president of the United States. There is kind of like a fascist, oligarchical, like conflation of corporate power and governmental power right now. But there is still some safeguards. Like Elon Musk couldn't go in and cut 30% of the government like he wanted to, right?
Yeah. Hey, my favorite part of the Trump presidency was when Trump threatened to doge all of Elon Musk's companies.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's still some semblance of checks and balance. But I mean, the politicians, by the way, they wish that there was less safeguards. The Constitution is a speed bump for them. That's why they're trying to go around it and through it. They don't care about it anymore. But I genuinely do worry, with so much power being concentrated with the billionaires, that these people are going to have more money than our entire government, and people. We're just gonna be engulfed.
Yeah.
We're just gonna.
Yeah, I
be
don't want to be
engulfed.
beholden for my welfare to be in the hands of a benevolent billionaire,
Exactly.
or all of the science in this world to be driven by the whims of a benevolent billionaire, or malevolent one. Hell.
Exactly. Because you are not free. You are not free in that world when you are begging for your rights. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what liberty and freedom actually is, not just like this, this fake one that's pushed by Republicans, where you get all your freedom and liberty handed to you by Trump or whoever it is, or whoever. Even in a benevolent dictator, you're never free, because you are only given your freedom through that dictator. And that's why the United States and the Constitution is so anti-authoritarian, anti-dictator, that the way that the Republican Party has become so autocratic, it belies any rational thought. But they love it. They love their dictators.
Yeah. Well, it's the punishment of people that won't thank them or apologize.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
So Hey man, look, I channeled my Dr. Greg with some nice backlighting.
Nice, dude.
In my lives, I usually do a black screen. But there you go, man.
Nice.
I got a little bit of mood lighting.
Nice, man. It looks good. I like it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Love your setup, and I'm glad to see, man. Maybe GT's live is over, and you're getting some folks come over.
Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Dude, I've been loving your stuff recently. I said in chat, but I do love your educational stuff. Is so it's refreshing. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get to bed. It's getting late, and as usual, I appreciate and really enjoy the talks, man. And keep doing your thing.
Likewise, man. You're always welcome to come up. I appreciate you.
All right, be well, brother.
Bye.
All right, peace.
All right. What's up, GTs? What's up, nerds? How's it? Yeah. Oh man, if you're not following Jorge Physics, I mean, he's incredible. Like really, really cool. It is really hard to. I don't know. I just don't have a brain for like physics. I really liked physics in high school. My high school physics class was really good. So good though that I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it at the college level. And I tried some calculus-based physics, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on here, guys. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. It was very, very tough. And then I let the knowledge come over me, and I came to the realization that I truly am a biologist, and I need to just be a biologist. So nice. Yeah, Dr. Blitz is incredible too. Yeah. Oh, nice, Rapture. That's incredible. I'm so jealous. Kelsey, yeah, anyone's welcome to join. Oh, I'm sorry, Fluffy. It's we're about. I'm not a physician, so that's what that is. And then I think that science and politics are inherently tied together. So, like, we have to have politics that are informed by science, and we need scientists to use studies to create better policy. So I don't think that they're separate, and I don't think that I should be silenced because I'm a scientist to speak my opinion. And honestly, I'm an American, and I have the First Amendment right, so pound sand. Nice. Hi, Azula. How's it going?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. So, quick question. Like,
Mhm.
is there like a specific topic or?
No, whatever. Whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. So basically, I just wanted to like come on and say like, I sent a comment saying like, on like election day last year, I literally mourned because of like the things that they were campaigning on. And I understand that you, as a scientist, one of your concerns was a lot of like disinformation going on. And I'm currently in college. I'm a college student, and I'm studying electrical engineering. And one of the things that really drove me to like show up and vote was the climate change. And like I was seeing even like my fellow, like you mentioned something about like the solar panels. Like there are people who are like working in this field and they don't believe in climate change. And I'm just like, that is wild to me. And like it the disinformation is really strong because like in my classes, like there are people who are in my like major and they don't believe in it too. So it's just crazy how much people don't, like, you can provide data, you can provide presentations, you can provide videos, and they'll just double down and be like, nope, this is actually not real.
Yeah.
So
I think you gotta like ask why they believe the things that they believe. I think that's the best way, you know, because they can get there to a lot of a lot of different ways, you know. So, it's a lot of like climate change has kind of morphed into this idea of, well, the climate changes. It's just whether or not the humans are having an impact. So it's kind of like a washy way that people can kind of like exist in that space and be like they're trying to say that they're skeptical. But inherently, like obviously all the evidence in reality, obviously all the evidence exists to show that like we are changing the environment irreversibly. The question is really, do you think that humans are negatively impacting the environment? And the problem is that the climate has changed before. It'll change again, but humans evolved at a very particular time, right? And we kind of need the climate not to change going forward. So, you know, we need the Earth not to be covered in ice sheets again, right? That would be very beneficial for us. so
yeah,
things
and
like that.
yeah, I definitely agree because like I think something that confused a lot of people is the initial phrasing was global warming. And so people were like,
So basically that was a over sensationalized kind of like Newsweek article, you know, like that it was global cooling, global warming, is it going to go this way or that? But in reality, kind of like the ecology, the scientists and stuff are always kind of like pretty much in the right direction. It was kind of like a pop science, like, oh wow, we had a couple weird years here. Could it be a global cooling event too? And there was no scientific consensus that it was, but I agree that the terminology went from global warming to climate change.
yeah, I think it would. I mean, I'm not gonna like blame the scientists. I don't think the and please feel free to correct me because I'm still quite young. And so from what I've read, I don't think like the initial scientists, their intention was to misinform the public. I think it was because, you know, it's like a telephone, like when you pass on one information to another group of people, it can get lost in translation. So I don't think these scientists misunderstood what they were reporting on. I think it was, like you mentioned, like the media cherry picked certain information, and then from there the politicians picked it up, and then it spread throughout the public, right? I think that's what happened. Because from my understanding, what I think really confused people was when they said the terminology global warming, they were like, well, in certain parts of the world, it's not actually getting warmer. It's
Yeah.
getting more extreme in like their type of climate, right?
Mhm.
So that was what I read. Like it was more of like you meant it's climate change, but it's like extremities in like weather patterns or like water levels rising like in the ocean or whatever, and that's influencing the climate of that particular environment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so there's basically humans are negatively impacting the environment in a lot of different ways. So we're basically atmospherically we're putting CO2 in the atmosphere, which is going to cause a greenhouse effect. We're extincting entire biomes, so we're not just causing mass extinction event of single species, which we are. We're causing extinction level events of wetlands. So it's like entire biomes are going away. We're causing ocean acidification, which is when CO2 dissolves into the ocean, which leads to carbonic acid, which in carbonic acid basically pushes calcium carbonate away from one another, and that impacts the ability for different corals to form, which leads to ocean bleaching, which is the endosymbiotic zooxanthellae that leave the corals, and so there's a lot of different mechanisms that all kind of like that are all happening kind of at once, and the main thing that links them all together is human activity, and the thing that makes them all really bad in a positive feedback loop is the CO2. It's so the concentrations. But the problem is that CO2 isn't really a good boogeyman because you can't see CO2, right? You can't like CO2 ppm. Like what is that? Like what is CO2? What is ppm? What are these things? I think that for us as humans, we actually connect better with living things. So living organisms, and them going extinct is bad. But the problem is that you don't know if things you don't know how it was 10,000 years ago to know that there's no animals there. But I'm telling you, when I drove across the country from San Diego to St. Louis, I didn't see, like, I brought my binoculars because I was like excited to like walk around and like be able to like try to see what I could see. I didn't see anything for that. That was like 2,000 miles. I didn't see anything but crows. It was crazy. I was actually just like, it was shocking. Like I could not find any an animal. Like it was crazy to me. So the problem is that they're already kind of gone. Like the animal populations are already dead. So that's the kind of like CO2 ppms isn't the reason why we're having mass extinction events of wetlands. It's because of human activity. Humans want to live near the oceans and near the rivers, so they're building houses there. So wetlands are going away because of that. So like again, like we're having a mass die-off, a mass extinction event already without the CO2 ppms. It's going to get worse with CO2 ppms. We're having so focusing so much on CO2 ppms is kind of like, I think in climate change kind of pushes it's going to happen in years. It's going to happen in decades. In reality, it's happening right now. It has been happening for the last 20, 30, 50 years. And we're just kind of figuring it out now, how bad it is.
and I think
Yes, it's a Holocene, yeah.
one of the things that gets lost is a lot of the, like, no offense, but a lot of these like politicians, when you look at their background, it's not really science based, right? And nothing against them. Like, a lot of them, they can come from different backgrounds, different level of academics, but it is nice to have a diversity of people that do come from different backgrounds, right? But I mean, they got rid of that. So, and you know, and it's things like that when they don't understand like certain definitions, and you really appreciate getting perspectives of people, regardless of whether they're, you know, certain class, certain level of education, type of education, right? You can always get an idea. And I'm fortunate enough to come from a family that, you know, my parents always emphasize like the importance of education, but they also emphasize you can never stop learning, right? So yeah, you can definitely learn from a professor, but who knows? You can always learn from, you know, the blue worker or blue collar worker or the mechanic in helping you like understand parts of a car, like things like that. Like those are sort of the values that were instilled by my parents. Sorry, I'm nervous. But and so that was kind of like the mindset that I was leading with, like an appreciation for people that offer different perspectives. And it just kind of shocked me that there are people that double down on not listening to the scientists of our generation and the ones before us who've been sending alarm bells talking about this. Because I don't have kids yet. I'm not sure if I want kids, but I would imagine those older than me, wouldn't you want a better world for your children and grandchildren? Like, why are you doubling down on information that's gonna potentially harm their future?
Yeah, I think it's very short-sighted. I think that humans are. I mean, I definitely agree with you that I want to be on the list of people that were trying to help. Hi, Eve. How's it going? Evelyn. You know, put me on that list of people that were trying to help. You know, that's why I've like, I mean, but at the same time, I think that there's hope. I mean, when I was in high school, like I was skeptical. I loved biology. I loved life on Earth, but I didn't think that humans could have that big of an impact on the Earth. I thought it was kind of like arrogant of humans to think that they could have such a big impact so quickly, you know. So I was just skeptical of it, and I let myself kind of get wrapped up in a TV show that I watched, and I became kind of like pushed down a path of I thought I was being the skeptic, you know, and then I basically someone like I was talking to them about it. It was at community college, and they were asking me about it, and I realized I didn't know what I was talking about. So I started doing my actual own research, like and actually reading what the papers and stuff were about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I am so wrong. I was wrong this entire time. Not only is it bad, but it's way worse than I could ever imagined. And I love biology, and I can't imagine that this is happening to life on Earth. So I need to like dedicate my life in order to try to help solve this problem. So, you know,
and that right there is like, because I watched this one creator, and she pointed out the fact that even you saying you did your own research, that takes a level of aptitude. I think we're reaching a point in society where there are people that don't understand how to do their own research.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, doing your own research is not just typing in Google, hey, this or that, right? Because we now live in an age where anyone can pump out whatever article or statement. Doing your own research involves going to a trustworthy search engine, like maybe PubMed, Google Scholar, you know, and then typing in keywords and then reading peer-reviewed research papers. But then again, some of like the literacy level of those papers, like, is it even digestible?
Yeah.
Right? So there's like levels to this. And that was something that is jarring because they have, they have spent decades underfunding services in the education system here in the US on teaching and acquiring those skills. And I have a unique background in a sense that I've lived abroad.
Okay, cool.
I've lived in countries where I have seen what it's like for, maybe the top 10% to have access, right? To whatever quality of life that they have. But I don't think some Americans understand there are countries where the concept of even receiving an ambulance, you know how we call 911?
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in those countries.
Yeah.
Do you know why it exists here? It's because we have systems and laws in place, and we've incentivized a system to pay taxes that people are always constantly like, oh my God, my taxes, my taxes. I'm like, no, sometimes taxes are good, okay? I have lived in countries where people died on the street. Simple like illness, because you can't just call 911 and an ambulance comes and picks you up. And it's just little things like this that they're attacking here in the US. But I guess maybe you can say I'm privileged enough to have had that awareness, that global awareness. And like, these were things that were motivating me when I was going in that voting booth, because I'm like, okay, well, yeah, maybe they passed a big, beautiful bill. They're now underfunding this. They're attacking different science institutions. And I just keep shaking my head, and I'm comparing it to like what I have seen outside the United States. And like, my God, there's so many things people take for granted in this country.
Agreed.
And you're so caught up in culture wars while they're like removing systems to fund their billionaire pockets. Okay, you want to experience a third world country life? Okay, well, sounds like you're heading there.
We've got it so easy here, and there's so many ways to do well, and I think the problem is that those resources can also be used to fail spectacularly. So it's like, that's the thing, is that we're like driving, instead of like using our rocket ships, that our backpack, like with a rocket backpack, instead of just we're born on third base as a country in the United States. We just use that rocket jump to go home, but instead we're going the opposite direction, and we're leaving. We're not even engaging. And I mean, look at what China's doing with all the high-speed rail and the the renewable and economic and sustainable development that they're doing. And we had $500 billion that was set to be spent on all that infrastructure, and Trump used it to pay for tax cuts for Elon Musk instead. Like that
Yeah, and we're just like, and I'm just like, I dream of, because that's something that I like to go into, the infrastructure or the industry to have like, sorry, it's not coming, like bullet trains here in the U.S. How are we the United States has so much to offer. There's so many cool people, right? And it's like, part of climate change is to push for more sustainable ideas. Why don't we have infrastructure in place for trains to connect our cities throughout the country, right? Like, as much as I like driving, sometimes I just want to hop. And I've been one in Germany, and also when I was in Japan. Like, it's so nice. Like, sometimes you just want to hop in a train, right? And I don't know about you, but one of my favorite parts of like, cross country traveling is seeing the scenery outside the window. And so, like, how beautiful is that? You get to admire, the environment around you, like the country that you live in. And it baffles me that we still don't have high-speed trains in the United States yet. I know California was trying to do something.
Yeah.
They don't want to invest in that.
Hey, Ness, it's embarrassing. It's totally embarrassing. I mean, I, you know, high speed rail is one of those things where I don't know, in China, for example, so China didn't have landline phones. They didn't have like run the actual cable like to enough. There's too many people, and like rural China, they just didn't have like landline phones. But eventually their solution wasn't to more efficiently and sustainably run cable out to everyone. Excuse me. The solution was cell phones. And I think that at a certain point in a certain time, trains were incredible, but the thing is like with personalized transport and stuff, I think that there could be a solution where you have personal transport vehicles that are smaller. That's really the problem, is that like cars are heavy for moving a 190, 200 pound person. You know what I mean? Like they're super, super heavy, so they require a lot of energy. So if you could get them smaller to weigh less, that kind of thing, like then it's like you need less energy in order to sustain that. And then how are you generating the energy in order to do that? So, and I think that there could be like sustainable like energy solutions for that. But still, like in that future, there's still like renewable and sustainable buses or something like that, even without trains. But I do think that like autonomously driven small cars that are not human driven, but they're fast. I hope that that's the future, because it doesn't look like trains are going to happen in the United States. There's 30,000 miles of high-speed rail in China, guys, and we have 0 in the United States. I mean, like we have to go to the next level. You know what I mean? We can't go, like, we're so far behind on stuff like that. I feel like we have to kind of evolve our way out of it.
I mean, and I'm always willing to be corrected, but I think Biden, if I'm not mistaken, introduced, and I'm going off memory, so if anyone in the chat can correct me, but I thought he introduced, or there was some policy, I don't know if it was before he ran or during his presidency, where there was a $20 billion infrastructure project, but it was struck down. Like I saw someone in the comment say, "Oh, keep voting left."
Well, I mean, so
And
Biden,
not getting-
Biden passed it was like a $500 billion bill for infrastructure in the United States.
Okay.
And then there was an Inflation Reduction Act, which was another like $400 or $300 billion. And then they had spent hundreds of billions of dollars. And then, but they didn't spend all of it. And basically there was like $500 billion of tax credits and stuff left. And they rated those tax credits, and then they used those tax credits to pay for the omnibus spending tax bill that Trump spent. So there was like $500 billion left that could have been used for infrastructure and stuff like that. But we can't use that anymore because it's gone to Bezos and all those guys, and Elon Musk. But the biggest high-speed rail project in California was in California, and it's been just a mess, a quagmire. Basically, it got passed like 20 years ago with like a $20 billion bond, and it's like just now getting funded with like, and it's going to be like $50 or $60 billion in total. So it's like it's way over budget. And they're basically doing way less. It's like Sacramento to San Bernardino, instead of like from their original one was like San Francisco to San Diego to LA, and then there's gonna be one out to Vegas and like all all these high speed things. But yeah, unfortunately, basically every mile has been gone through the courts, and people have sued in order to not allow it to happen. And this actually goes. Ezra Klein's book Abundance goes into this really well. And I do think, guys, that like I love the environment. I want everything to do to protect the environment. But again, think about all the damage that's done by not having a high-speed rail. And a lot of these lawsuits they're done in the guise of protecting the environment, but they're not protecting the environment, right? So they're not protecting the environment because they stopped this thing from happening. So you can't tell me that that it's better. It's just it's really, really, really frustrating. It's really frustrating. Like we needed it to be done 20 years ago, and we haven't been able to get it done. And now look where we are, and it's 3 times the cost, and it's just crazy.
I think that's one of the consequences of the system of government that we have, which, by the way, like, I don't think there's any perfect, I don't think there'll ever be any perfect government style. I think you can have critiques for what China has going on as well as what the United States has going on. And I think we can see the evidence of that with like with the train construction, or like attempting to have one, is we're so caught up with all this bureaucracy and red tape.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's been taking a while.
Oh my God, you're right. You 2099. It's not. I was completely wrong. It's around, and he's wrong too. It's around 128 to 135 billion dollars for the phase 1. That's just the phase 1. That's just from Sacramento to San Bernardino, so that they can just like get something done to stay and just start adding on after that. But it's like,
wait,
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Now that you say 100, you said it was 135 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, because I keep wondering, like, why do I keep thinking 20? I think what I read was an article that said if we were to like replicate what China has in terms of high-speed train infrastructure, right? I think the reason why I keep thinking 20 is because the article said it will cost like, no, there's no way.
No,
there's no way.
They've built.
I think it said 20 trillion. I was like, there's no way it's gonna cost 20 trillion. Like, no, sorry.
They've done, and that I was reading like an article recently. It was talking about in that time. I think it was Abundance actually. In the time that the United States has tried to build its first high-speed rail. So in the time that the United States has just tried to do the California high-speed rail, China has built over 20,000 miles of high-speed rail.
So what's our excuse?
It's just
like we're
there. Basically, everything, we're very litigious as a society. So everything is done through the courts, and every single mile is used and fought over. And it's a lot of people that are not in good faith acting for the environment, that just want to stymie the development of this thing because maybe they, it's nearby, not good for them or something like that. So then they sue the government under the auspices of the environment. Save the environment by stopping, because this land has, a unique nematode or something like that. And so that they use that, but it's not for like people are using this act, not like pro-environment groups aren't using this act. It's like it's people that are using it nefariously.
I see. Huh. So, but see, and this is what frustrates me, is because they're only thinking for themselves now. They're not thinking long term, and it's things like this that adds up in the long term. Like you said, when you mentioned how China's way ahead. I don't know if you saw the article where apparently some US politicians came back after viewing some expose in China where they saw like robots or something. And like they were worried about the economic future.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, it is bad. It's embarrassing. And instead we're debating vaccines. I mean, that's the crazy thing is we're debating vaccines as opposed to like trying to solve things and trying to actually build and trying to make things better. That's my frustration. I don't get it. So
It's not the
wild.
main topic for this live. Sorry.
No, I mean, I'm just a scientist. I'm a microbiology PhD, so people come in and like try to just talk to me about. They just ask questions and stuff like that. But I mean, because like public health is where science can impact people's lives, then that we celebrate vaccines basically. So people that get vaccinated, we come in and we celebrate them and put them on the vaccine board. So these are all vaccines that the community has gotten in the last month. So.
Okay. Are you based in Cali,
Southern
California?
California, yeah.
Okay. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I still shake my head with how the vaccine disinformation has spread.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that I brought up earlier. Some of my world experiences has really shaped, I guess, my worldview.
Mm-hmm.
Here, they can afford to question vaccines. In a lot of countries around the world, it's life-saving.
Exactly.
They don't joke with that. So you can really compare and contrast human ignorance and I guess human experience.
Yeah.
It sounds like here in the United States, it's much more luxurious, I guess. We can afford to spend time and dawdle over, if
really
vaccines
can.
are actually
Really can't.
useful.
We really
Meanwhile, in certain countries, they have a lot of kids because they know that half of them probably won't make it by the age of 10 years old because they don't have access to vaccines. So it's wild. You get to see the human spectrum, I guess.
I think people are gonna regret it. Yeah, I really do. I think people are gonna regret it. So.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
I'm
so
probably
much
gonna
for
hop
coming
off.
in. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for welcome in, and thank you for jumping in.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Kelsey, and then we're done for the night. But this person's been waiting. I appreciate you, Kelsey. Yeah, that was really nice. Hi, Kelsey. How's it going?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to talk to you. Mr. George that you had on earlier, he run my numbers for me. I do apologize. I'm autistic and I have a speech problem, but my mind is very good.
Okay, it's all good.
I fixed the problem, and you're the first channel that I'm sharing it to. George has told me that I should wait for all the calculations to be done, but it's at a point where I feel it's genuine and should be shared.
Okay.
To give some background, my working fluid is xenon. If you know anything about xenon, some lights are xenon and they are filled to 900 psi, and xenon has an ionization threshold of 12 volts at its beginning ionization. When you turn a light of xenon on, it instantly increases pressure with that 12 volts. What I have done is I have designed a 64, let me pull my specs, a 64, I'm sorry, I'm nervous, sir.
It's okay, dude.
A 64 cylinder engine filled with 80 bar xenon pressure, and they're fired by PFN lasers at a 400 hertz repetition rate. My mechanical shaft power output is 1.5 megawatts with a net grid draw of 56 kilowatts. That means my surplus electricity exported in an 8-hour working time is 10.35 megawatts to my 56 kilowatt draw. I am making more power than I use with xenon as a working fluid.
Cool, man. Nice. What have you
But
powered?
I have not. It's all design. All the maths are correct. All of my tolerances. I have all of the real world part numbers I would need. The machine would cost 1.4 million to make, and it would pay itself off in 3.5 years. But the best part about it is it will power a reverse osmosis plant so that anywhere can have free, clean water. Electricity prices would drop and diesel generators would be a thing of the past because it is more viable and doesn't burn fuel. It is just a working fluid. Xenon is ionized again and again, the same xenon.
Cool, man. Awesome. Well,
But
I don't know physics enough
I
in
know,
order to
I
tell
know.
you, but this is
I know
that
you
sounds
don't know
really
the
cool, man.
I have the design and I am working on it, but a lot of the people in your chat said that they just don't have hope. I wanted them to know that there is hope. I am releasing the design this year, and I hope that you all get to see it and that it is not shelved because it is net positive grid draw.
Me too, man. Me too. That sounds good. I mean, maybe you could you have a local professor or something that you
I
know.
have, yeah, the University of Texas right down the road. I have a meeting with Alexi. He is the director of the science department this week. He wants to run my numbers as well. But everybody who has seen my design has told me that to seek patent, but I don't want a patent. Energy and clean water should be free for everyone. And that's where they said that I need to kind of worry because people get killed for things like this. So I wanted your channel to know that all of my design has been sent to George. So if anything happens, George will release it. George Physics.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, good luck. I'm really happy that you already reached out. It sounds like you're doing everything right, man. So if not, maybe they'll give you some constructive criticism, and you could, turn this into maybe like a graduate career or something, in like a physics PhD. That'd be amazing.
All I want is for the world to have clean water and energy. There's no exhaust from xenon, and it is an inert gas. So the little bit that does escape is topped off at 5 grams every 6 months. And xenon is already in the air, so there is no fire risk and no possibility of anybody getting poisoned by exhaust.
Cool, man. Well, dude, when you have the meeting with the Texas professor, and then when you're after you're done, you're more than welcome to come back and tell us how it went.
Thank you so much for your time. Just so you all know, in his channel, you're all worried, but I am trying to give you all the answer.
Cool, man. Dude, thank you,
Thank
Kelsey.
you so much.
I appreciate you, man. Good luck.
You have a great day.
You too. Have
Thank
a good
you.
one, man. Awesome, guys. Well, that's it. I think we did it. Guys. That was awesome. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. That was really cool. I think, guys, we're done with we did it. Thank you so much to this latest super fan, Dak. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the super fans and the Patreons. Mrs. Dr. G, Ado, Call Me Ness. Thank you guys so much. My link tree has all the links. Guys, I started an Instagram. That's where that's where you guys hang out, apparently. So I was like, that's what ChatGPT said. ChatGPT was like, Instagram would be a good place for your demographic. That's where all you guys hang out. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I just created it. It's actually been pretty good for the last, it's been good. Oh, nice. Nice. Call me Ness. Thank you to the top gifters. I appreciate you so much. Marlis, Frank, Kathleen, Rapture, Ducray, Nightflyer, Bailey. Thank you guys so much for all the likes. I appreciate you. Ado, Ashley, Kathleen, Bailey, Ducray, Cindy Rose, Summer. Thank you guys so much. Can you guys do me a huge favor before we go? Can you just hit the little the heart thing, guys? We gotta level up the stream. You and I both know that this is the best TikTok live. We all know that. But thank you guys so much for hearting the stream. I appreciate you. Hope your days go well. I gotta make my presentation on Thursday. I got my Friday presentation that I gotta do, an hour presentation. And you know what's funny? Doing this helps me so much, guys. It's so cool. I only have to spend an hour talking my presentation. I mean, that's easy. Do you know what I mean? That's easy. Might do a short stream tomorrow, depending on how my presentation's going. Might just like come in. It's Friday. It's Friday for here. It's Friday in the morning. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Might be a short stream tomorrow. But, yeah, I got a lot of good ideas to present, so I'm excited. Thank you. Thank you, Ness. Thank you, guys. And other than that, guys, I think we did it. No, actually, you know what? I think it was really good. Yeah, I liked it. That was a good one. Oh, thanks, Meg. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think so. I think we're going to kill it tomorrow. We're going to do it awesome on Friday. It's going to be great. I think that's it, guys. Thank you. It's going to be fun. Presentation's no problem. It's going to be fun. Maybe I could do the presentation tomorrow. Wouldn't that be cool? Would you guys want to do that? Maybe we could do that. Do you want me to present who I am? You guys want me to do my presentation? You guys want to practice? You want to see what I am? You want to see my science? You guys want to do the practice run? Okay. All right. That's actually a cool idea. All right. Okay. All right. Let's do that. All right. Let's do it. All right. Good idea. Peace. I like that. That's a really good idea, actually. See you tomorrow. Bye. Have a good one. All right, YouTube. Love you guys. Peace.